둘, 셋. 이걸 누구 코에 붙이란 건지 모르겠군. 아무리 그래도 큰 누님인데 넉넉하게 10장은
I put my
담았어야지.
headphones on for like 2 seconds and I've got Mama Otis growling into my ear. Hi everyone. I hope you beautiful people are having a wonderful day. I spent all of my Anakflin this morning when I woke up on modules. It's part of my like routine. I wake up in the morning, I come downstairs, I have my coffee, I feed the cats. And while I'm feeding the cats, I'm like going in and just kind of, I mean, it's like click routine, like cashing in to get Enakaflin modules to do my dailies. And I forgot, I was like, that's right, shit, I need Enakaflin modules for stream today. Generally speaking, over the weekend, I didn't really do anything fancy. You'll notice that like none of the Sinner banners have changed. I haven't used any of the thread or whatever that I've had because I've been trying to document pretty much the entirety of my experience. The only thing that I have done is I've been doing my dailies for the pass and of course my weeklies, and I've done mirror dungeons as well. So I've been able to get a bunch of lunacy. I've got 1750 lunacy, so I do have enough for another pull, even at this point, because I spent like all of my lunacy last time. So basically, yeah, I've been doing what anybody would be doing during like maintenance, with the exception of making steps to progress forward in the story. So I've been saving the story for stream. And one thing I wanted to do today before I really got into anything else is this. So we've got these resources, and I was kind of like perusing around at different things, trying to figure out how to make my team a bit stronger. You know, we've got new characters that I'm really excited to have. I want to uptie them, but I was looking at my threads. Even though I'm doing the dailies every day, I'm still pretty short on threads as a whole. And I was looking here like, okay, so if you look at this photograph, you can cache these photographs in for threads. And I saw this like 5. So I own 85 and it's like a week's worth of work, but I can exchange these and chip chop chip. Now I have 395. And that's what I wanted to do. So my plan here was to uptie at least to level 3 to unlock all of the skills for all of the 3s that I'm using. And the one I'm most excited to see uptied is the Ryoshu one, because I don't know, I just like it. I think it's cool. So we get a new combat passive, Loyal Warrior, and Hey Back Off skill gets enhanced. Engraved in Flesh and Bone also gets beefed up. And now we get to do the big one, the uptie that unlocks the level skills, the level 3 skills, and gives us some bonus to our speed and extra stuff. Like all of our stats get increased. I drift aimlessly with no lord to serve, yet still insist on standing in my way. Yet you still insist on standing in my way. I'm gonna gun you down. This is another one where I don't know if this is gonna have spoilers in it, so I feel compelled to skip this. And we can always come back and look at the ID stuff later, but I really don't want to be spoiled. I really don't want to be spoiled on stuff because the game has gacha mechanics. So I'm gonna not do that. We'll come back to it later. I know that uptying past the next level requires shards, and we don't have shards. We don't have eco shards, so I think I'm just gonna hold off on even looking at that. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get the other characters uptied. We get Lucent Ripping Flame. The edge of my blade shall never dull. And this is another one we're going to skip. I really don't want to be spoiled by anything. I saw the Otis one and I was super confused. I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I think it's one of two options. I will either be super confused and have no idea what's going on, or it's going to spoil story for me. And I don't want to have this story. I don't want to have the story spoiled for me.
특별한 기분은 아니네요. 저는 자질이 있는
I've always had a talent as the chosen one. Now this one, we've already seen Sinclair's story, the whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang. So I'm gonna watch this one because I think this one is associated. If it's a story connected, it's probably going to be connected to the story that we saw. Sinclair. A soft and gentle voice enveloped the area. Look this way, Sinclair. The voice is rapping, perhaps coiling even. Alas. Kiki, ka ha ha. Isn't this a magnificent sight? The laughter of the one standing next to the child completely twisted the air, like a hair-raising shriek made by two sharp pieces of metal scraping against each other, then flicking away. Examining the area closely, one could see that it was surrounded by raging, knife-like flames. How does it feel, Sinclair? How does it feel to witness this sight ablaze? Her voice could even be described as manic, her wry smirk more twisted than the fire around her. That is when the child opened his mouth. His lips trembled, his lungs brought up gasps and huffs. Could this be a response of fear? Indeed, it may seem that way. The child most certainly had something that one could call a chance. He could have hatched out of the shell. Oh my god, we're doing egg discourse. That is fate with his own strength and gripped control over the path his life should take. And yet, it's beautiful, Faust. Beautiful to look at those vile and repulsive things being purged. It's not so easy to reject the ease of letting another crack the egg from the outside, even if they aren't your mother bird. Even if they wrest hold of your path and jostle it. That disquieting flame, almost mistakable for warmth, lures you into giving up your strength before it like a comforting bonfire. Why didn't I let go earlier, Faust? I didn't need to bother trying to think or ponder so much when there was a clear answer laid before me. The child spoke with a trembling voice, whimpering on the verge of tears, pushed out of his nest all too soon, feigning the confidence he sorely lacks. A baby bird who hasn't even broken his shell fully. That would be the description most befitting this child. Not just anyone can be like Faust, said Claire. However, it's all right. Nfu. The child with silver hair spoke, pointing to the sky. Up above, something muttering indistinct mechanical noises was skewered to a nail. The child's pupils further shrink, while his tremble grows yet more intense. It was painfully evident that he did not wish for what he was witnessing. Despite him knowing this as well, he had decided that he will be ignorant of it. Despite still thinking that what he's doing isn't right, he cannot resist the convenience of letting this mysterious mother bird bring him food. A pink chick who does nothing but gape and swallow. Having dived into a pot of boiling oil, the child had no choice but to flutter with his melting arms. Though, by the time the fire dies down, he'll have been reduced to ash. Ha ha ha. The child laughed. Congratulations, Sinclair. Now you've become someone who could laugh at that sight. The one standing next to the child celebrated with him sincerely. In truth, she was lauding her own achievement more than anything. If there really were possibilities diverging into numerous worlds, she had managed to mold the child into a form one of those worlds must envy. It may even be that someone from another world has already been infatuated by a glimpse of the changing and charring child. Soon enough, that world too will face a storm of fire, oil, and sparks. The child there will face a similar yet distinct trial. Now let us begin, Sinclair, the cleansing of this world. Okay. Just unenthusiastically. All right. The child weeps amidst the fire. He shall ultimately be snuffed out in flame, unceasingly swinging the steel in his two arms and failing to grip anything in his hands, unable to tread the path he chooses. Whether he will break the shell from inside or instead yield himself to the ease of being gripped open, what happens in that world will stay there. Though, if you ask which world will be the first to reach that point, who could ever know? That's fun. I definitely appreciate the tie-up that we get from some of these, giving us like kind of insights to the other worlds. Not not necessarily stoked that you're able to spoil yourself and see shit that you're really not supposed to see early, because that's no good. We only have a certain number of eco shards. We're not going to be able to hit this number, that's for sure. We do, however, have some of these boxes. I don't think we're going to have nearly enough to get what we want, but we're gonna choose the ego shard. Wait a second, this one is Otis. Yeah, we're gonna choose Otis's ego shard. And these ones I think are just random. Yeah, we just get whatever the hell they want. This has truly been our Olympus company. It is. It's our Olympus company. And now we have enough juice to up-tie our Otis. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna up-tie Otis again. Why not? She's so strong. Why not take her to level 4? Enhanced skill stomping. We've got just boosts to all of our stuff. And that's the max up-tie. Awesome. So we've hit our max. The main thing I was concerned about was the skills base roll, which if I'm reading it right, I think the base roll of these gets a boost. So like having the base damage or the base coin flip roll be higher means higher chance to win clashes. Not that she was really losing them to begin with, but how are you doing today, some guy? And I think that's it for our ego or for our thread. Yeah, we've got 30 thread now. We just spent like all of it, but that's fine because Mama Otis will carry us. She'll lead the way. Yeah, well, no, that's up-tie 4, but the third up-tie, yeah. Okay, now we're gonna do Dante's records. I said memoirs. I don't actually know if his like personal recounting of details and events is actually memeable. I have no idea, but I just thought it would be, I don't know. I liked the title. Those are some cool new IDs. Oh, you weren't here for the IDs. Yeah, you weren't here for the triple pull. I pulled 3 golds in a single pull. It's on the VOD, but yeah, I got this LCD OSIR team. I got Drifting Blade of Hong Yuan, and then I got the G Corp Manager Corporal. I know that this one is not like particularly great, but I did really enjoy like the fact that he's got like wings and shit. I think like him in full Bugman mode is really fun. But yeah, I was super lucky on the pulls that I got. Yeah, I know that he's, I think I could be mistaken, but I think he's listed in the supports tier list that I looked at. Otis was SSS. This Drifting Blade of Hong Yuan was an S rank, but I think it's an older one, LCD OSIR team Ishmael is not listed there, so I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I got the Ishmael. I was just telling some guy at the end of last stream, I did a pull and I got 3 in one pull, like 3 stars in one pull. I was pretty excited about it, but I was confused. I was like, wait, I didn't even know that this was possible. And then of course it was explained to me like a small child that it's a 100% chance because it happened. And I was like, oh yeah, that math checks out.
Dante.
Dante. Mephistopheles doesn't roar and grumble ahead all day long. Mephisto is an engine that needs rest from time to time, much like how Charon is still a human who needs regular breaks. Ishmael is probably S+. That's cool. That means I've got like multiple S tier IDs that I was able to up-tie, and I'm going to be able to bring into the mid-game. It's genuinely, I'm getting more settled in now that I've got IDs that can kind of face roll fights. Although I'm still mildly cranky that this is how the game works. Like, Necro was explaining to me, like he was asking me, he was like, so for that one boss fight that you did with the shoes, is the one that I really first hit a wall on. He was like, so did you learn the mechanics and like manipulate the fight so that you could win, or did you have Otis Unga Bunga the fight. And I was like, I had Otis Unga Bunga the fight. Why would I like, why would I fight normally whenever I have Otis just who can Unga Bunga the fight? And he's like, yeah, see, that's a game design problem. It's a game design flaw. Next 50 pulls, no triple zeros. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't be surprised though if the devs were stream sniping me and every single time I complained, they uptick the amount of triple zeros I get. I'm gonna do a pull one time and just get like all 000 IDs. Mephistopheles doesn't roar. Oh, I already read that. Are you still awake, Miss Faust? There are a few things left to check. As the engine is treated harshly during operation, it needs to be well maintained while at rest. Kim Ji-hyun is watching. That's why you liked Mao Faust? To substantiate her words, Faust carried light tools and a small mechanical device in place of her usual Zweihander. You're working hard. This barely counts as work. To witness Faust's magnum opus Cordis being overworked with no time for care takes a greater toll, rather. SSS tier ID, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not amazing. I see. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure that if I run into Mal Faust, I will enjoy it. She said this after making a light smile. Do you like this update in particular? Faust looked down at me using a handheld device. Oh, this thing? Yes, I believe I believe previously you weren't fiddling with it as often. It's nothing much. I was just making the most of this new feature I've needed. Whenever Faust requests a break for routine maintenance, my LCB PDA also receives updates. The updates occasionally come with additional functions, and this time, a note. The device didn't have this functionality until now. It didn't, surprisingly enough. You didn't know that? I thought you were omniscient, Faust. Faust only knows everything that Faust knows. That's true. That's all anybody knows, right? Pardon me for a moment. I used her to her full potential like maybe 3 times. That sounds like it sounds like a skill issue. You gotta, I mean, then again, if you have like her and another character, like if you have her and Otis, you're probably not able to use her to her full potential if she requires some kind of setup. I only know what I know. Have you used that before, Necrosis? I feel like you've used that before. You only know what you know. She took a peek at the screen on my tablet. Are you attempting to write an encyclopedia, Dante? I mean, you keep using words I don't know, stuff like fixers or whatever, wings or... It might be common vocabulary for you all, but not me. I understand. Do you suppose you've lost all memories of the city? Yep. So I want to write down most stuff here, and copy down the things I've been scribbling on paper while I'm at it. This clock on my shoulders could be replaced with yet another head at any moment. There's no guarantee the memories I have right now will stay with me. That's why I must prepare a backup plan like this, so don't forget twice. Pretty much all the nurse father identities in Mal Faust are double S tier. The worst nurse father is probably Hong Lu, since he's more team reliant than the others, but he's still extremely good. Nurse father is all middle stuff, right? Or is that is that a season name? You can just you just need to assist defend properly, probably. The fight was over before I finished her setup. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like for most fights, you're probably going to have the fight be completely done by the time you get to have a more complicated character setup, because Unga Bunga is OP. What, speaking of Unga Bunga, what the hell? Without warning, the bus ground to a sudden halt in the back streets. We'll stop here today. Karat, I feel we haven't quite reached the destination. We're approximately 15% short of the target location. Considering our schedule, proceeding at least 3% farther would be ideal. Karan's sleepy. Excellent bus drivers don't drive while sleeping.
Got it. Just stop stopping the brakes every damn time. Do you know how much you've done this?
Forsooth, Sir Heathcliff hath crashed his nose onto the back of the front seat for the 4th time, which must signify that this is the 4th screeching halt to occur. Leave the wheel as soon as you start feeling sleepy, said the radio. That's a good point, but you need to be a bit more flexible about this sort of thing. A statement as plain as that can be quite amusing depending on who says it. Did he just do like a, that's what she said?
The minty boy agrees with me, eh? It's funny when these flexible waters are called Gabble.
What was that? If that's what you're playing out, what about that old fogey over there who still thinks he's a wartime general? Ishmael points to Otis, whose veins were beginning to stick out of her veteran and placid face. I'll learn about it later. Got it. Yeah, don't give me any spoilers. I don't want to know more. If I ask a question to which the answer would damage my timeline integrity, don't answer it, or just say you don't want to know. There's a rule for it. I'm sure. You know what? Actually, on the Discord, I don't think I have a rule for spoilers. Yeah, I don't have a spoiler thing. I'll need to change the rules and make a spoiler rule. Yeah, but yeah, don't spoil things for me, even if I ask. Anytime the streamer asks us a question, simply link the original literature noted. Oh my god. I won't click on those links. You know that. What is the thing that you said for that one video that I put into AI quarantine? That little GIF thing? You said, I don't care who the government sends, I'm not clicking the play button. That's it. I don't care who the government sends, I'm not clicking those links. This is a prime example of the terror of learned fear. It happened enough to be familiar, but it's still rather intimidating to hear Virgilia send the bus into a chilling silence with a single gesture or utterance. What is it? You were all happily chattering moments ago. No reason not to continue.
What you saying, Ord? Why are you saying to go on proper rampage after?
I was stretching. I felt a bit stiff.
Hello, Ruth.
It's laughable how you behave. You're like dogs that drool at the sound of a bell. If you've got complaints, remember that my office in the back always has open hours. I'll make time for consultations. Miss Faust, I'll leave the rest to you. Of course. Virgilius nonchalantly walked past the sinners and their piercing stares with Charon at his side, and both stood at the back of the bus. Open Perilla. It's sesame, Charon. Charon knows. It's not like magic phrases are what opens doors anyway. I suppose so. While they were exchanged corny jokes, the door, large enough to fill the backside, slowly opened. Been a few months, but still weirds me out every time I see it. It's bigger on the inside, right? As the back door opened, a splendid, narrow, deep, spacious hallway revealed itself. An endless corridor that looked to go on forever. Far into the hallway, classy poles demarcate the end of the area we're allowed to traverse, standing in front of unending lines of red lights. Though the place seems comfy, something about it makes eerie feelings creep up.
저것도 날개의 특이점인가? 파우스트 씨, 당신은 알지 않아?
Now that I think about it, is that one of those singularities belonging to a wing for all Faust? Do you know anything? Of course it is. No. But I am certain that you do not... I can't fucking read. But I am certain that you do know that I cannot speak of them in much detail, Herr Gregor. Could stand to be a bit nicer about it. This is a corridor. That's correct. It's a corridor. Sure is. A long hallway with doors to rooms on the sides. Of course it's a corridor. IF. What are you trying to... Whatever, I'm too tired. Dante, please hurry up. Gregor's words snapped me out of idly staring down to the edge of the passage. Oh yeah, right. Dante, while I understand that you may feel it to be an unnecessary, repetitive task, simply put, the executive manager's approval is a vital part of the procedure. Please understand. No need to put it like that, Miss Faust. With the answer, I got up from my seat, stood at the front of the bus, looking at the crew. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you will all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as Faust finished speaking, the sinners walked along with groans and sighs. Oh, jeez, man, I'm whipped. A fine night, young Sinclair. What say you to another game of chess? No thanks, Don Quixote. You always run to Mr. Yi Sang for hints whenever you're losing. That is untrue, Sinclair. That was because I could not bear to watch the grievous misplacements. That's even worse. Bonsoir, manager. Thank you for today's work. As for tonight's watch... Oh, Marisol, thank you for suggesting. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling sleepy today. Then Otis suddenly intervened. Executive Manager, allow me to remind you that I am always willing to stand in for night watch duty if you ever feel fatigued. Yeah, babushka de camp. How's about we get inside now? Executive manager, your hard daytime work must... Sure, let's get you to bed. Ishmael gave me a small nod and then proceeded to draggingly chaperone Otis through the back door with Rhodia. German to German communication. Then, at last, Faust and I remained. I was fortunate, Dante. Had they not forced Otis to retire, she would have nagged you for the duty of night watch for quite a while again. Does happen a lot. I commented back as I watched the sinners head into the corridor, one after the other. After Rhodia had entered and closed the door, Ishmael opens the same to get inside. You said the door leads to a different space each time it opens, right? Yes. As long as a sinner is in the right mental condition, the door will lead to lodging appropriate for the rest and personal use. Lodging it is. They looked more like jail cells the last time I peeked through the window. Still, she must mean it could be used as a personal living space for sleep, showers, self-care, and all that. You seem to have other questions besides that. My clock has no eyes, nose, or mouth, and yet, somehow, it feels as though Faust reads something out of me. Not that she'll tell me how she manages it. You know, just curious about what's over there. I pointed down to the far end of the corridor with my finger, right to the horizontal depths of this seemingly endless corridor. As I have told you repeatedly, it is best not to be curious about it, Dante. As expected, Faust chose to walk into the corridor with a faint sigh instead of a real answer. And yet, just maybe, Faust knew all along. She knows it all, as she likes to say. Maybe she knew that I would learn about what lies beyond in the corridors soon enough. Imagine Rhodia singing Babushka. Babushka. I know what, doesn't that mean grandma? Babushka? I can't, I'm so bad with that. I have no idea. Again, uncultured swine. Russian way to say unk. Rude. It happens actually exactly a week after that fruitless exchange. I hereby confirm today's close of business of the sinners. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you'll all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. She's at least consistent. She's so fucking consistent. I love that they literally repeated the exact same line like that they just did a moment ago to signify that Faust repeats herself constantly, not just in the tutorials, but in actuality as well. Who in the bus is most likely to use Gen Z slang? I could easily see Sinclair with one of those like sides shaved curly updo Gen Z haircuts saying no cap, etc. Ishmael. Faust gives the same instructions as always. In response, sinners groan and stretch out like usual. Except this time, one sinner stuck out of that normalcy like a sore thumb. What now? Leave him be, Ishi. It's not the first time he's all grumpy like this, is it? And Heath, make sure to simmer down before you get into your room, okay? All that grumbling thunder in there keeps me awake, you know. The sinners' rooms, their lodging, personal space, and cell reflect their state of mind, or so I've heard. Each room's floors, walls, and overall ambiance are shaped after the sinner's personality, and the view through the window changes depending on their emotions and mental state. Though all I've seen were distant glimpses through the window, so I don't have all the details. The room Heathcliff enters would sometimes, actually rather frequently, emit wuthering and stormy sounds. Usually, he'd snap back with a "Why should I?" or something like that, but he only clicked his tongue. I suppose he doesn't feel like arguing. Thanks to that, he stood in the corridor until all the other sinners, save for Faust, went into their rooms, staring down the passage with a frown. Maybe he was relieving stress this way. Oh ho! And that right there is where the incident began.
Huh. Oi, what's with all those doors down the aisle?
Heathcliff pointed in the same exact direction I did a week ago. Those doorways were beyond the no trespassing line blocking the way. Heathcliff, I recommend against walking farther into the corridor than necessary.
Oh, that so makes it sound awful suspicious.
There is nothing of which to be suspicious. You are better off listening to Faust.
What, you keep treasures to shove through down there?
Faust's secretive attitude was enough to rout his curiosity. Wuthering. Wuthering, wuthering. Heathcliff, do not do it. You will regret your action.
Got real emotional and gobby, Miss Cleverness. It's like you're actually hiding something there.
He sprinted into the dark before we could stop him. What's in there? Just as I was about to ask Faust an obvious thing to be concerned over, Heathcliff's sharp scream echoed from the unlit area far into the corridor. Dante, now is the time to take my left hand and run with me. Huh? I won't be able to get him out in time. I may be engulfed myself if I don't act quickly. Before I could process what she meant, Faust ran off in the direction Heathcliff disappeared. Shuckaroonies, well, wait for me. I, up until this point, would never have imagined Dante to be the kind of person who would say shuckaroonies. Shuckaroonies. What the fuck? Am I dreaming? What just happened? Minus 1 billion R. It's true. It's true. Shuckaroonies? What? He's the whitest clock we know. He's a white boomer clock. Like, what the fuck? Now I know that Dante is. I don't know that he's a goofy goober. He's like a dad. Like, but like, I don't know. Like, maybe he's a goofy goober dad. But what? Shuckaroonies? Dad. Dante is always saying white boomerism. He's now, from now on, he's Dante. As we crossed the line and proceeded deeper into the corridor, we came across a three-way crossroads. I think I heard screams coming from the middle. However, without a moment's hesitation, Faust darted for the left aisle. Faust! I know you're in a hurry, but are you sure this is the right way? I could have sworn I heard a voice coming from the center path. I know. Without elaborating further, Faust continued running. At another fork, we encountered Faust choose the right path. Right afterwards, she entered the fifth door on the left side of that hallway. What is this? Right as I entered, another hall came into view. Its end was like a cliff. To be more precise, I felt some kind of gravitational pull trying to get me to fall to the end of the hallway. Heathcliff! Then I saw him. He crawled towards us with all of his might from the middle of the hall, as if he might fall the moment he lets go.
What the hell is all this? And this place?
Even though I couldn't see much in the dark behind him, I definitely felt some presence in it. Faust, what's over? Dante, I want you to hold the knob of this open door tightly. Firmly grip my hand as well. Holding my hand securely, she gradually approached Heathcliff. This hallway isn't tilted or anything, is it? Why does it feel like we're hanging off a cliff? That is because in a corridor, obviously. Dante, don't let go. Reminding me to hold fast, Faust extended her other arm while holding her Zweihander. Heathcliff? Holy shit. You get a fucking 50 DKP minus for that one, some guy. Heathcliff, grab this if you would. Heathcliff, grab this if you would.
Are you metal? My hand will get gassed if I try and grab that giant blade.
You'll much prefer deep wounds on your palms to what you could suffer down there. Baffled, Heathcliff looked at the sword and then the darkness behind him.
Bugger.
Dante, pull him up, might and main. Got it. Huff Hoog. Shuckaroonies. Right as we pulled Heathcliff up. No, I'm not sure if it's even right to say that we pulled him up, but nevertheless, Faust hoisted his unconscious body by the legs and started rushing, saying that we needed to return the way we came. Following her lead, I supported his arms and trailed behind, keeping his head from dragging along the floor. After burning some time, let us say that it is fortunate he wasn't lost in a deeper area. Dante, you'll have to turn the clock. Heathcliff's going to be okay, right? Psychological damage is likely to be severe. Our work will be encumbered if he loses his mind. I didn't have a choice. I don't know. You know that all it takes is for one really bad moment to put somebody in debt, to put a character in debt for me mentally. And he could work out. It's going to take him a while. He's going to, and you know what? Now I'm on watch. He's on notice now. Every single time that he says like a boomerism, I'm going to notice. I'm going to be here, me noticing quietly. It's sometimes not even quietly. Good work back there, Dante. While it is fortunate that we have lost a portion of our limited break time to this, Faust, just what is in there? Where does it lead? Can't you tell me at this point? I've seen that stuff now. It was only natural that I wanted to know what resides there and what was chasing Heathcliff. Moreover, why did it never show itself to us, and why did it vanish instead of chasing him any further? These questions were driving me crazy, but alas. As stated earlier, there are limits to what Faust can elaborate. Yep, I honestly didn't expect much. The corridor, you IF. Ryoshu muttered with a cigarette in her mouth, walking past us both. She must have left her room while we were out on the rescue mission. However, Faust proceeded as if not a soul had just walked by, as if nothing was just said. Huh? You did prevent a sudden vacancy at the bus department. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a reward, I do suppose it isn't a bad idea to inform you of one thing. Let me hear it. The unexpected boon. Oh, she's giving him a boon. She's giving him her throbbing boon. Had me rubbing my hands together. Ooh-wee. Dante rubbing his hands together. Shuckaroonies. Right. What will she show me now? What if they were middle class? No way. Unbelievable. I can't have middle class people in my game. Dante, when you traverse a road you have never walked before, what do you do? I mean, you use a map, obviously. He doesn't know about apps. That's right. Then, even if you don't have a map, your brain will form images to serve as one. From there, on that map, there will be a starting point and a destination clearly marked. When you return from your trip, you will trace back through that way. She's giving him her massive Zweihander. Oh. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. It's so obvious I don't need to verbally answer, just nod it along. Hopefully that makes it clear enough. Huh? This is why you should remember where you've started in the corridor, especially when you open a door. Flabbergasted by the abrupt end, I blurted. Now then, Faust has grown tired. Do take care. She's speaking about herself in the third person again. She walked through the door before I could say anything, leaving me with a riddle. Of course it would go like this. I sighed out of frustration, but not a breath of air is expelled from my pitiful clock, still left powerless. All I can do is boot up this electronic notebook and pierce together what little information I've collected. He's not beating the boomer allegations. He literally just called his tablet an electronic notebook. My theory on the third person thing for Faust is that Faust has made a deal with the devil. Like a Faustian deal with the devil, and that she has a passenger, and sometimes the passenger speaks through her. That's my guess. The greatest plot twist they could pull is Dante doesn't actually have amnesia. They're just dumb. That, you know what? That wouldn't be shocking to me. I feel like I would see that and I'd be like, yeah, I could see that. The bus is totally not named after a demon. Totally not named after a demon. One of the prime evils. The three prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. We were neither high flyers nor greedy vultures. We were merely children who loved technology. Do you remember the day when we first felt that we were breathing? Back then, that breath alone would suffice. Or perhaps it was the air that was exceptionally clear that day. No, it wouldn't be replaced. His clock head wouldn't be replaced with a digital clock. That would be millennial. we had the digital clocks next to our beds. Gen Z would be just a cell phone that's like that's flipped on its side and is like playing YouTube. Entire Canto of Southern accent. The view is obscured by smoke and dust. Terrified screams, hopeless outcries, pained moans, and the sounds of hard objects breaking create a cacophony. Oh shit, this is Yi Sang? That's why you said entire Canto Southern accent? It is time to turn the clock. I can hear Yi Sang, the only conscious sinner at the moment, muster up his remaining strength to speak. The others are on the floor among dismembered corpses like powerless puppets. Fatal injuries were left by an abnormality, yet we were in the middle of a nest. Weren't abnormalities supposed to be confined within lobotomy corpse branch facilities or dungeons? Meanwhile, the abnormality pierced Yi Sang's abdomen as I wondered. I had no one else to share this question with.
어디를 가는 건가요?
Where are we going this time? The sinners seemed to grow quite accustomed to this work, as if we were on a road trip. Some were far less hesitant to ask about our next destination. That's not quite the right question. This mission begins with a person rather than a place. A person, you say? We happen to have a client. You mean we take requests from outside? Like we're a fixer office or something? Woohoo! Hath our carriage begun to be frequented by requests already? Excellente. It may take a little time at all to become a renowned... It will take little time at all to become a renowned fixer. Quiet. I'll be answering questions. As you all know, the golden bow is a relatively recent discovery. Fortunately, J Corp and D Corp didn't have much interest when we visited their districts. That is why those facilities were populated by no more than backstreets, miscreants, or ragtag syndicates. However, there are wings that have caught wind of their existence and value early, like K Corp, whose turf we're in right now. But I thought we'd already taken the golden bow here in K Corp's nest. I never said there were any rules that say only one bow may exist in a district. The distribution of Lobotomy Corp's branch facilities is more complicated than you'd expect. They could be found everywhere, spread quite literally like tree branches. Like how one was connected to our estate's basement? There also haven't been any clear definitions about who owns the bows, which is why everyone's been playing by the primitive rule that the first finders of a bow are its keepers. Well, that's usually how it goes when slumbering treasures. In that case, are you telling us we've accepted the request to earn ownership of a golden bow? To be exact, they made the offer first. Since a golden bow is on the line, we have no choice. I get it now. Thus, I don't know how many times I have to remind you of this, but do not do anything to aggravate the client. By the way, now then, keep your mouth shut until you're there. All as usual. Dante seems to have something to say. Thank you, Faust. Sorry about that, Dante. I do hope you understand that it's quite cumbersome to grow used to the concept that the ticking of a clock can be something to respond to. So, what are golden bows used for anyway? When I think about it, all we were told was a vague order to collect them, and nothing about what the company plans to do with them. They're asking about the purpose of the golden bows. Uh-huh. If you make I need coffee an accent, give it to Verge. I'm trying to channel that. I don't know how well I'm doing, but my general vibe here is I'm trying to make it so Virgilius sounds like bored, disinterested, and a bit tired. I see you've finally begun to ruminate on subjects, Manager Dante. Here you are, growing curious about the company's plans. Then I ought to aid your management as I guide by providing kind explanation. What the fuck? I ought to aid your management as a guide by providing kind explanation. Why does that sentence seem so cumbersome to say? Then I ought to aid your management as a guide by providing kind explanation. See, he's like, it's like he's reading the like mission vision promise cynically, yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, it's cumbersome. It feels weird. It's cumbersome to read. The golden bows. They are branches, as their name suggests. That's what we call stems growing from the trunk of a tree. These ones happen to have a golden glow. Ooh, forsooth! Don Quixote was the only one responding passionately to the information. Thanks to this exchange, he painted me as an ignorant bloke who doesn't even know what a branch is. Rhodia shrugs at me as if to chaff me for expecting a real answer. Veg, the road is blocked. Should I go around it? It's blocked? Strange that there's a blocked road. This is the middle of K-Corp's nest, too. It's unlikely there's a scene. Before Ishmael could finish her sentence, a dull thud at the window interrupted her. Something just got flung at the bus and boinked off? That was a person, wasn't it?
40대 초반으로 보이는 남성.
Virgilius and Faust love vague posting. I absolutely get that. Faust loves vague posting unless she's info tutorial dumping. And then when she's doing text dumps, she is all about giving you all of the information, especially the information that you don't need and that's not important, and then withholding something that's incredibly important, like clashing rules. A male individual who appears to be in his early 40s. There seems to be a serious injury in his occipital region. He had already died before the impact.
그래, 단순한 소동은 아닌 듯하군.
Yeah, sure doesn't seem to be the average scuffle. Pit stop. If it's a problem you can handle, come back after you're done. And what about it if it isn't?
해결이 될
The
때까지.
clock will have to spin until it's been dealt with. That's one elegant way to tell us to go die 1,000 deaths. Now then, off the bus. What, weren't you about to say the same thing anyway? Saved you the trouble. I just can't wait. What adventures are in store for us this time? I love him. I love him. He's so sweet. She vague posts the tutorial despite saying 3,000 things. That's true. Time to spend some Ennickflynn. Let's bring our boy out as well. All of these now have been uptied, so we have fully unlocked the potential of Otis. I think. I don't know. I think there's probably some other upgrading tool or whatever, but we fully uptied Otis, and she's level 30. All of our 000s are level 30 and uptied. Yeah, I did uptie for that was what I did at the beginning of the stream. I uptie forward Otis. She's OP. She's super strong. So why not just crank the dial up as high as I possibly can get it to go? As you saw through the bus, we are in the middle of a nest, a place that should be furthest from unexpected trouble. Would that mean this is a precious commotion? Did he say precious commotion? He did say precious commotion. Why? Everyone except drowsy Hong Lu was tensed up, carefully observing what was going on. Is that? He's just saying shit? This is a precious commotion. What the fuck are you talking about? Is it like they're so rare that it's something that becomes precious? Because commotion is usually a bad thing. You wouldn't describe it as precious. It's just weird. It's just weirdly written. Why would they write it that way? Someone was running our way in a hurry from the other side. The civilian was too hurried to look ahead. They bumped into the sinners and fell to the ground. Don't go that way. Come now, you may rest easy. We have galloped hither to save innocent lives such as yours, for we are... She's like about to announce herself like a Sentai Ranger. We are no such things as heroes, so please don't say anything unnecessary.
Oi, we need to cross here. If you hear this couple some nothing, then I'll give you a taste of this bat.
Just the first bystander, Heathcliff. Heathcliff is not beating the Unga Bunga idiot allegations. When does he get good? Do I have to wait like a billion years for Heathcliff to not be my least favorite character? Looking at Heathcliff's intimidating face and Ishmael's frowned expression in turn, the civilian seemed to take a moment to consider which would be more of a threat. The vibe I get from Heathcliff, it's just snapped. It's just hit me now. Heathcliff gives me the vibe of the idiot bruiser, the Unga Bunga, murder hobo from not D&D, from tabletop role-playing games. When you have somebody who jumps into the game and they just want to kill everything, and there's like an NPC that you run into who's obviously an innocent bystander, and it starts getting better in Canto 5. So I've got 2 more chapters of Unga Bunga idiot Heathcliff to get through before he stops being horrible. He's like those people from Danganronpa that just love chaos because it's funny. Boop, 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 boop. There's something ahead, something that shouldn't... Sorry. There's something ahead, something that shouldn't be real. I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything like it. Everyone was screaming and running, and then people rolling on the floor, set on fire. Did the entity you witnessed have a form that does not resemble a human? Yeah, you're right. That's right. Then if it isn't a person, keeping the suspected possibilities in our minds, we headed for the center of the disturbance. What's going on here?
It could be a distortion or whatever, no? Like that chicken place.
No, that's different. That one is an abnormality, not a distortion. I'm sure of this somehow. As Dante suggested, that entity is likely to be an abnormality. Our manager is able to sense it. But then why? Why is an abnormality in the middle of a nest? It's a phenomenon of which Faust has never been notified. Most lobotomy court facilities were shut down as soon as the wing was dissolved. I was reminded of the site burial Yuri told us about, but I quickly shook off those gloomy memories. Even if an abnormality did break out in the meantime, there should have been a report informing us of such a fact before this mission. It's hard to imagine that the LCC would have been unable to notice if such an event actually occurred. Heathcliff is several different wet murder hobos. That is a sentence, Putty. That is a sentence. He's garbage. He's wet garbage. He's stinky doo-doo wet garbage. And I don't like him. Time to fuck this guy up. Oh, we're gonna unga bunga his ass. It's hard to, oh yeah, we already read that. Could they be the security staff that gets sent by K-Corp? Rather than suppressing the abnormality, they're just getting completely wrecked. Sort of takes me back to the time when we got beat bad in D-Corp's district. Come on, first that chicken restaurant guy goes cuckoo, and now this. I'm really over this kind of Nest K welcome. Right as they complained,
God bloody.
debris created by the rampaging abnormality narrowly grazed past us.
The hell are you doing? Just watching from here won't do any of us any good. It'll crush us to a pulp.
You're gravely mistaken. Have that insane brat's daily ramblings finally managed to brainwash you? Ho, hark! I prithee, who dost thou mean by this insane brat? The guide only instructed us to return once the commotion has been dealt with. He never ordered us to deal with it ourselves.
For goodness sake, what's there to be so damn obtuse about? Didn't you see what just happened? It almost blew my head off. Who knows what else will happen if this keeps up? This'll be over if we just beat that damn thing. Now what else we got? Parking seat to keep watching gobbling some chicken off?
There's no need to waste our lives on fights unrelated to our missions. I'm sure you filth didn't even realize, but here's the thing. Otis, what the fuck? I'm sure you filth didn't even realize, but here's the thing. Girl, chill. The more you die, the less efficient you become in battle. Experiencing a certain pain will make you learn to fear and avoid it. People are dying over there as we speak, though. Although it will cost much time and many lives, they will eventually suppress it, just as we do. And I must say, I didn't expect a whining amateur who'd cry out for his parents whenever he died to willingly suggest self-sacrifice. Death has become a triviality to you, has it? If we must make the best decision between the sinners, it's right to listen to her. We're not fixers, and we certainly cannot be heroes. Turning the clock obviously hurts whenever I do it, and the pain is something I can never get used to. And yet, we should suppress it. I can't logically explain why, but I feel like we should. That shut Otis right the fuck up. Is it one of his IDs literally wet? That's right. There's the room, his personal torture chamber that changes based on his state of mind, is always stormy, right? That's what I heard. Well, he is British, so.
I'll have crushed that clock and run out of there if you grab the same rubbish clock face.
If that is your decision, I will abide by it. Yep. All right. I'm sure you made the right call. Hey, thank you for making that decision. You worry too much over little things, clock. You won't be an artist. Ryoshu. Perfect commentary. The judgment was made for none other than you, Executive Manager. The sinners walk ahead after leaving me comments. While all the others move forward, Faust remained and gave me a peaceful stare. What is it? You think my judgment was inefficient? No, I just thought it would be interesting to see how you react once you've reclaimed your memory. Faust's strange statement held me in place for a moment, but I decided I want to deal with the questions that are immediately ahead of me first. Am I Ein? Faust, I've been wondering for a while. Are you really okay with being treated like this, considering your talent and everything? Don't answer that question, by the way. Someone of her caliber should have no problem enjoying a luxurious life in the city. Faust doesn't mind. Additionally, talent feels like the incorrect word to describe Faust. Many can possess talent, but Faust does not want to be included in the many. Among the sinners, if we were looking for a talented individual, the most commonly agreed definition, that would be Yi Sang. For your information, I am a genius. Yi Sang stops walking behind the other sinners and turns around to face me. Looking again, his eyes actually stare into the emptiness behind me. I am no such individual. I have long stopped fluttering my wings. Thus, it would be of no use to discuss my talent, manager. Curiously enough, I find that some sinners feel more distant as we spend more time together. What's that flying machine? It's been irking me. Got the urge to SID for the 3000th time. That is a device called a drone. Oh, they might be combat drones K-Corp sent to help us. The wing seems to be above average in terms of technology. Now viewing its design, it doesn't appear to be equipped with combat functionalities. It also has a camera at the center. Well, I guess it makes sense to get a close look at the mess happening in a well-off nest. Abashed, Ishmael mumbled. Oh, will we be featured on the thing we call the news? Wait, something's off. Why are they only filming corpses and dying people? Well, it's the provocative stuff that draws more attention, doesn't it? Look at this terrible incident. See how morbid it is? Or something like that. But, hold up, kiddo. In front of you. Hold up, kiddo, in front of you. Ooh. This is definitely weird. Sinclair! Look at this thing. Why does it have a camera glued to me? I don't appreciate a soulless audience. There is a considerable number of them, and these drones, they appear to be deliberately preventing us from entering the area where the abnormality is. Can't be. We're here to help, so they have no reason to get in our way, right? Now the drones have started lining up and formed walls as if to stop us from proceeding any farther. Greetings, citizens. Please keep 10 meters of distance for your own safety. K-Corp staff has been dispatched. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters of distance.
No, look. Your staff is being slaughtered over there, can't you see?
Greetings, citizens. Your safety is assured. Please keep 10 meters of distance. The instructions make no sense. What difference is 10 meters going to make in this mess? Not going to do us any favors, huh? Don't know if they're malfunctioning or just badly designed, but we'll have to get rid of all these before we can get to the abnormality. Oh boy, propaganda. Dante is the child Benjamin had while Ein got him pregnant. Pregnant? Like Greg? Oh, weird. It's nice to see everything on the big screen. I've been playing this on my phone with the, you know, I don't know, with the tiny ass screen, just kind of letting it do its thing as I like win rate and continue through fights. And, pregnante. Heathcliff had to take a bath one time. His Canto was on overcoming that trauma. That tracks. I choose to. I'm gonna believe that uncritically because it applies confirmation bias. Gregnant, as in the eagle where Gregor wears a wedding dress. I want that to be a thing so bad. I hope you're not teasing me. I am more interested in Gregor's wedding dress ego. Faust annoys me. I'm sure that I will grow to appreciate each and every single character as we go along. It's one of those things that's inevitable. Like eventually yes, Shoma is annoying as fuck, but eventually you do appreciate Shoma in 100 line. But whenever it comes down to it, like I think right now where I'm at, I don't like her. Faust is offended. I genuinely don't think that Faust would be offended. I feel like given a circumstance where I'm standing there before Faust and you know, talking about this potential ID, like if we're talking about potentiality, and somebody says, oh yeah, this is an ID where Gregor has you know, a wedding dress, and then somebody says, yeah, well, Faust has a wedding dress. If I said, honestly, I'm more interested in seeing Gregor's wedding dress, I think Faust would probably look at me and go, I, too, am actually more interested in seeing Gregor's wedding dress ID. He's meant to look like Jesus since he wears a crown and thorns and all that, but he's got people to call him Gregnant. The monkey paws fucked out of me in 100 line. There's one route where Shoma talks normal, and it's the worst written route I've found so far. Perfect. I love that. God damn. Holy shit. Okay, so unlocking his second ability was definitely the way to go. God damn. Or sorry, his skill 3. Unlocking their skill 3 is seriously, I'm watching them do so much more damage than they were doing before. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to behold. Rolling a 30 at baseline is pretty good. It's pretty good. Some might even say it's the best right now. He would be so much better if he just stopped being happy, be depressed. No. I understand that's probably a build. Or that's exactly the build. I'm supposed to have him losing his clashes here. But this is fine. It's not a big deal. His harmony ego makes his sanity management a little bit more bearable. That makes sense. That's the last of them. They aren't going to make us pay for the damages, are they? I'll try to report that it was an act of self-defense. Darling. Did I ever tell you this? You're really just so... How do I put it? You rock! You were rather late to realize it. Faust hits her with the I know. Something feels strange about this abnormality. It doesn't feel like it doesn't quite feel like the others we fought. I'm not sure if we even have that much experience in that department, but, well, I guess there's the crowd around us shouting and yelling. What's up with these abnormalities? How'd they show up in the middle of a nest, and how did they get more horrifying? And I've seen that one in the mirror dungeons a few times too. Never in a fight though. Come to think of it, what was the deal with those abnormalities in the mirror dungeons that didn't fight us? Those were glimpses into the abnormalities' mental spaces and habitats viewed through cracks in a mirrored world. It is a chasm, incredibly narrow and unstable. Indeed, which only allowed for limited interaction.
Forget that. All I want to know is why are these so tough? They're nasty and will face the railway.
That is certainly true. Besides, what is this sickening fluid dripping from them? What is all this juice? As the sinners pointed out, the abnormalities were clearly different from what we'd encountered before. It oozes a mysterious liquid with a blue glint. We have no time to analyze its constituents, so we should be careful not to come into contact with it. Yeesh, no need to tell me. I'm not about to smudge myself with that.
Oh, did these things eat bad food off the floor? What is this got rabies?
Above you, Mr. Heathcliff. Heathcliff was knocked to the ground, unable to resist. Manager, it looks like you have your work cut out for you. Please remember that I gave you my expostulation? What the? Hang on a second. I'm assuming that it's just like her recommendation or whatever, but I just have to check. The act of reasoning earnestly in order to dissuade or remonstrate. I need expostulation. Postulation. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Expostulation. Please remember that I gave you my expostulation, Executive Manager. All men, prepare for battle. Figured it would come to this. I've come too far to be afraid of pulling dead sinners back to life. Let's beat 'em and head back. The N Corp team is just Sinclair. So, it's gonna drive me crazy. We're gonna go do this thing real quick, because if I don't do it, it's gonna drive my ass crazy. Not there, not that. This thing here, and go here, and buy the last one. Because I bought 79 out of 80, and it's gonna drive me nuts if I don't buy the last one. Alright, now we're back to Drive Inferno, and we're gonna be... Oh, it's just combat. Juicy combat. Let's gun them down. Oh, I'm out of Ennickflin. Fun. I'm so close to leveling up too. We're gonna use not Lunacy. We're gonna use Ennickflin box. We've got several. We're gonna use one. This Canto is like 3 trillion combat fights. Ooh wee! I love combat. You can skip those nodes. I know. I'm not going to though, because I want the photos. So, chat, how was your weekend? Did you guys have a nice night? Or weekend? Or day? What'd you guys do? It's Saturday, it's Sunday for you guys, isn't it? For most of you guys. This next fight? Not this fight, right? You're talking about your, like, the next story fight? A Destiny 2 raid? Did you do one of the newer ones? I think the last raid that I did was, well, we talked about this. You remember. I need to finish, Destiny 1. I have gotten almost all of the achievements in Destiny 1 on the Xbox. And I need to go finish up my, I need to go finish up my last few achievements. Deepstone Crypt. Ah, I remember Deepstone Crypt. I think. Honestly, raiding. I spent so much of my life in raids. Confirm. We've leveled up. We did it. We're probably going to spend most of this Ennickflin today, so let's just keep rolling. Your Ishmael gives you 40% more of those photos. You can get more characters like that from the support if you want to farm the event currency faster. My Ishmael gives me 40% more of those photos? Really? That's cool. Does that always apply if she's like wearing that outfit, or does she need to be on my team, or does she need to not be active in my team? Because I'm confused about how the support skills work. Hate Bungo all you want. All the raids rock. I didn't really care for Crota's Fall. Is it Crota's Fall? I didn't really care for the first raid, and I wasn't a huge fan of Vault of Glass either, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that was in the early stages though. I think they got their stride when Destiny 2, well, was it King's Fall? King's Fall, where you fought Oryx, that raid was amazing. I loved that raid. She has to be on your team, but you don't have to deploy her. Okay, so, but if she's deployed, then I still get the bonus. So I'm getting the bonus right now, right? I haven't played the Destiny 2 Crota's End, but I did do Crota's End back ages ago. For Moments of Triumph, you had to do Crota's End, and my fire team was only 3 people, Keldy included in that. And eventually we got a full raid team together and started to, you know, do the things for real, for real. But I need to go back and do Destiny 2. There are a couple of achievements I'm missing. Okay, cool. It says 40% on the top right of her portrait in the selection menu. I'm blind, Meat Muncher, but I really appreciate you pointing that out. I can't see, apparently. So this fight is the fight that you said you struggled with. I'm gonna just see. This is not like a flex or anything. I'm just gonna let, you know, I'm just gonna let the win rate button do its thing. They brought back some of the old bosses from early D2 for Pantheon. Yeah, well, it's, you know, it's the end of an era, and the reason I want to go back and I want to make sure that I do Destiny 1 and finish it properly is because Destiny 2 just got, like, shit canned. They have, you know, officially, like, ended support for Destiny 2's development. And I think they're probably, it's very likely that they're just going to keep the service running. But Sony, it is Sony. I would not be surprised if Destiny 1 was on the chopping block for servers to just kind of shut down. And if that does happen, I'll be SOL, and I don't like having games that I literally can't complete anymore. So I'll probably wind up trying to go and do that. Are you actually partially blind, or are we being ironic? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's a fair question, and I genuinely appreciate you asking. I'm not actually blind. I just... It's... How should I put it? Like, sometimes things can be directly in front of me, and I will miss them. My focus is on other things, and I'm just not paying attention. So I get situations like this where, you know, somebody says something, like, and I'm like, wait, is that true? Like, Rock, is this true? And then, you know, 2 seconds later, like, somebody says, look at the screen. And I look at the screen and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm literally sitting here watching the screen the entire time, but I'll still somehow just, like, miss something. They should have had Faust hijack the screen controls to explain what event bonuses are. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, and then have her, like, icon stand in the middle of the screen, unescapable, as she just stands there and says, like, "Did you know?" As the prolonged cycles of pain came to an end, the abnormality has been successfully suppressed. We can return to the bus now. It was a success that accompanied many deaths and revivals on our side, but I nodded anyway. We got back to the bus, harboring a few unanswered questions. You came back later than I expected. I was just about to take my first nap in a while. I explained the oddities we ran into earlier to Virgilius. To be more precise, Faust did the heavy speaking. I was expecting him to coldly tell me to do my job as the middle manager and follow whatever orders I'm given, but his answer was surprisingly earnest. The existence of abnormalities has been almost completely unknown to the public, and we don't possess all the details on them either, Dante. Didn't think you'd admit it right away. Faust flinched a little, but she didn't relay what I just said. Enigmatic as they are, let's leave Miss Faust and other departments to our proud Limbus company to uncover all the details in the future, as we likely ought to. Will do. Was Faust given any time at all to do some sort of research on this job? The mysteries were left unsolved, but if Faust accepted the suggestion without a hitch, that probably means she thought of a way. You, why do you have your shoulders hunched over like that? You're short enough as you are, and this shrunken posture makes you practically imperceptible. I hoped to meet Lord Siegfried again. Who was Lord Siegfried again? Wasn't that the man who took photos of himself while cutting us down with one hand? Right, that Zach Freeter guy. Ishmael was breathing audibly through her nose. The incident at the checkpoint must have left some deep grudges for her. Eager was I to show him my valiant acts of rescuing imperiled civilians. I vowed that I shall meet him again as a fixer of noble cause. Reunions are more touching if it's after a long time, Don Quixote. Try thinking that it's a good thing he didn't show up today. It really is strange, though. He's not one to miss spectacles with this many spectators around. Oh, is he kind of like a celebrity then? You could say that. He has a flair for showmanship, so it's usual for K-Corp to take advantage of these kinds of commotions by sending him. But if he hasn't shown up for this perfect opportunity to draw the public's full attention, that means this isn't something they want people to notice. I shan't take such vicious slander of Lord Siegfried. On the 5th row of page 42 of his autobiography, a hero should keep smiling until his last. He writes that he shall be there to aid the weak no matter when and where. Alright, you best hold that belief of yours dearly. That way you'll have something to cling to when you face the extreme in the future. Are you getting an actual clock to make TikTok noises to voice Dante? I'm not going to do that, no. If you ever do some of the D2 raids you missed, for the love of God, have a proper fire team for Salvation's Edge Final Shape. I would not raid in Destiny in a pickup group. I have a very large group of friends that have played Destiny, and if I was going to play Destiny, again, it would be a game that I play with people that I know, and, you know, it would be a game that we get the band back together and play Destiny 2. And that same group of people that I played Destiny 2 raids and Destiny 1 raids with, I also played World of Warcraft with, I played some Guild Wars 2 with, we did Wild Life is a porn game, not that one. What was it called? I don't know. I don't remember. We played a bunch of MMOs together. We hopped around a bit. But anyway, I don't think that I would ever pug raids at this point, unless it was for like random ass achievements in obscure games. As the futile conversation reached an end, the bus lazily pulled to a stop. We'd arrived in front of a building so tall that it would take a while to count the floors. A few shrank down as if intimidated. I understood Sinclair being one, but Heathcliff and Ishmael also seemed to be pressured. A few looked around with curious eyes, and some others walked and carried themselves as if they knew they deserved royal treatment. I guess we've earned some renown. We're finally being invited to places regular people would live.
Let me make one thing clear. If the requested the rewards of load of toss like last time, I won't.
Heathcliff ground his teeth, whether by Hong Lu's words or due to the memories of what we got into the last time we were here. Ah, you're a little late as expected. As expected? That man is. It's a pleasure to meet you again. I want you to know that this is my heartfelt sentiment and not a formality. A familiar face I never expected to see again greeted us.
I'm out. Already told you.
I don't think we need to worry about the cap. We probably won't need to worry about the cap. I don't intend to hit the caps or min-max it. Give a moment. Let's at least hear what he has to say, okay?
Let's go. You even get how it feels to have nightmares about going to the tango with raw chickens, huh?
To tell you the truth, my last request was a test to measure your competence, and you passed with flying colors. Congratulations. I mean this one as well.
Who are you to test and grade us, you?
That's of course at the discretion of Mr. Samjo, my shrewd secretary, so you must be from Limbus Company. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dongrang. Dongrang. Ding ding. I heard a lot about you from Samjo. It almost made me a fan.
Fan? Didst thou say just now that we have earned thine adoration?
It's just flattery, Don Quixote. Bing bong, ding dong himself. The Hong Lu identity you can get from the shop for 1,000 of those photos also gives you a 40% boost. So many dongs in Project Moon, that's true. Dong Wang. I think they knew what they were doing with Dong Wang. If I'm being quite honest, the test wasn't my idea. I mean, you aren't lab hens or anything, and you deserve better than involuntary tests. Indeed, it was my suggestion. I had reason to do so, as your Limbus Company is a little-known firm that could or could not be newly established. We couldn't take the risk of entrusting an unknown organization with a request on Dongrang's word alone. So, that means you're requesting us? Ishmael asked for confirmation that this was indeed a direct request. Her face seemed rather proud. Why, of course, because you all are... Why don't I show you to my lab? There are many fun things to see. Changing the subject so shamelessly is going to bother us more. Sorry, are you really going to take these people to your laboratory? Why not? They passed your test, didn't they, Mr. Samjo? And if they got the skills to take down what they call an abnormality, as we saw today... Aha, thou hast heard! My traces of heroic deeds indeed make themselves known to the masses in no time. That's a fun way to put it. And you must be the manager. It was Dante, yes? May we speak for a moment? Faust tried to say something to Dongrang, but he and Samjo pulled me far away by the time she stepped forward. I feel like they didn't need to separate these, but I'll take the extra lunacy. I mean, I don't mind, but you two can't hear me anyway. I was too embarrassed to bring it up in front of the whole group, but actually one of your employees was an old friend of mine. Oh, who is it? And he wouldn't give me a nod either. Perhaps he was embarrassed like me. It was a struggle to hide how disheartened I was. Maybe you weren't as close as you thought then. Maybe... Wait, can you hear my voice? Mr. Dongrang, this individual is unable to communicate normally. That's why I'm speaking, Mr. Samjo. It's like I'm back to being a child, muttering my woes to a wind-up toy, don't you think? That all was monologue? What are you two even doing? It was mostly because of him that I decided to send my request to you. I can trust a familiar person better than a stranger. See, this is why I can't let my guard down for even a second. You're too easily influenced by human attachment. So let me ask you a favor. I could own asking a favor. You're giving me a notice. We're at the laboratory aisle. Ordinary visitors would not be permitted to go any further. But since you've been invited by Mr. Dongrang, I will show you to the interior. Wow, I hoped I could work at a company as big as this. Then maybe you could have applied to one. Why didn't you give it a shot? You're joking, right, Rodion? Not everyone can join these companies. This kind of firm only accepts the very best of the elite. Like Faust or Yi Sang, for example. Ishmael's remark gave me a good opportunity to bring up my earlier question. Yeah, why did you choose to join Limbus Company out of all the options you had? There must have been better places to shoot for. Because I am Faust. God damn it. Hey, Fatal, how you doing today, girl? Do all of these cantos have homoerotic subtext? I feel like homoerotic subtext is like one of the key things in the game. I'm about that life. Let's go. The gays can have whatever they want. There was a certain energy in her confidently clarifying tone that discouraged me from asking another question. What about you, Yi-sang? Let me take the trouble of asking in return, manager. Why did you join the company you work for? I mean, that's because I had no other choice. That should sufficiently answer your question. It looks like Ishmael wasn't exaggerating about the qualifications it takes to join this firm. The laboratory was dominated by a stillness that could only be achieved with everyone in total focus. Dante, Dante, Dante! Look, there, you see that? The fridge is full of snacks. We could take 1 or 10 and they wouldn't notice. And we would break that stillness with nonchalance. Take as many as you'd like. Mr. Samjo packed some of the snacks from the break room into small bundles to give them later. Understood. That's awesome. Ishi, maybe we should quit our job and join up here. Everyone can hear you, Rodion. Rodion, the work contract says, joking, Faust, joking, see? Let's move on to the request. You're bringing outsiders into the building now? What are you, a field trip guide, Dongrang? Pardon me for a moment. This is Shireen. Shireen? I have to decide how I'm going to say this. Shireen. It's Shireen. She's the manager of the department next to mine and a colleague who joined the company at the same time as I did. Visiting me to hurl hurtful words takes up much of her daily routine. I figured someone's got to point out the massive drain in our company's welfare budget that is your team. If you're wondering about how we spend our welfare budget, you'll see when the Department of the Year trophy is awarded, right, Samjo? It would take a full day to list the benefits the department chosen at the best receives. Ugh, you snobs, you're both of you.
라이벌인가?
Is that a rival? I do suppose excellence is followed by envy wherever it is. Envy fuels advancement, as they say, so it's only right for us to show a little generosity for those following behind. Should we give some of the pies we bought from that store to Shreen's department, Mr. Samjo? I was planning to do so, the pepper chili lettuce and curry flavored ones specifically. That also sounds tasty. Now then, let's get back to the main topic. I heard the rumors. They were about a newly formed company collecting organic objects called golden bows. And those golden bows are found exclusively inside the closed-down branch facilities of Lobotomy Corp. How did you learn about the existence of golden bows? It was a recent discovery. We'd been using a Lobotomy Corp branch near our research facility as a lab until a few months ago.
You set up a lab in that horrible place?
But I thought they were all buried underground.
뭐
Well, I guess there were rare resources and documents they could use.
연구 대상에 환상체도 포함되었던 건가요?
The correct way to pronounce it is go fuck yourself. Did the scope of your research include abnormalities? Why, certainly. No researcher could overlook such intriguing subjects.
Researchers must be all soft in the head if that's what they're interested in. Hold on. Were you a mumbling rubbish and tossing a rock at them in chicken heads, did you?
비슷한 씨는 가끔씩
I will say Heathcliff's unexpected fits of insight surprise me sometimes.
당신들이 위험을 가장한
You led us into dealing with the distortion in a coincidental encounter so that you could gather data from the research on abnormalities. Mr. Samjo here is no good at acting. I suppose it's due to his upright way of life. Please understand, we had no means to clearly distinguish a distortion from an abnormality. A person distorts when the mind crumbles to figurative pieces, was it? That was a stellar figure of speech. Did you restore his crumbled mind back to health then? There is no way to piece together someone else's broken mind. We merely showed him the way. It was the choice of the restaurant owner whether to stay there or take the path. Wow, you know so much. If I were just a bit younger, I'd have jumped and hopped trying to high-five you. You're always unwelcome to try. Mr. Dongrang, you're becoming sidetracked again? Ah, you're right. All right. Then one day, while we happily indulged in research in that laboratory of the Lobotomy Corp branch facility, armed terrorists attacked the place. It was all too sudden. Have you ever seen a bomb set off before your eyes? It's quite the spectacle. It all starts and ends in just a split second. Just like the universe, isn't it? Where are the terrorists now? The members have almost nothing in common and their motive is unknown. They only showed up recently. In the end, the terrorist organization took over the laboratory Mr. Dongrang's team had stayed in. That must be when the lab was moved. How severe was the damage? Dongrang turned his gaze from Yi-sang to the sporadically unoccupied seats. You see those empty seats? They'll stay that way for a while. Their owners died in the act of terror. Looking closely, I saw snacks and flowers placed on their cushions, probably as a way to mourn the dead.
이 친구는 손가락만 겨우 건졌는데 둘 곳이 마땅하지 않아서
Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like to distort.
저쪽 2층 진열장에 있을 거예요.
Probably would not be very good. Watch the Eagleless LobCorp challenge on YouTube. It'll give you the perfect representation of what it's like to distort. Chat, would you distort? I would not like to distort. I'd manifest ego. I wonder what your ego would look like, Necro. Straight up. We'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to it later. Ah, this fellow, we only managed to recover a finger from. We couldn't find the right place to put it, so we've been keeping it in storage. It should be over at the display on the second floor. A solemn silence filled the office, but Dongrang continued, brushing the empty desk with his hand. There's so much we had to leave behind, Dongrang. I especially miss the plaque, molded after the face of my character. That was my favorite souvenir of mine. I'll be stumped. I can't tell how much of what he says is a joke and how much of it's serious. What about the seat then? Our attention was brought to a white desk that was completely empty. That one is reserved. We're waiting for a new employee to take the seat. Oh, is there an application guideline for the position then? Where can I see it? Ishmael's bright-eyed inquisition was interrupted by Samjo's displeased utterance. Oh dear, our Mr. Samjo is feeling all uncomfortable now. Shall we actually get to the point then, Samjo? Let me be blunt. I suggest an accord that will benefit both parties. If you help us retake the laboratory, we'll yield the ownership of the golden bow we found to you. I have a question. Is this a fixed contract or a post-fulfillment review contract? Will it be represented by delegate bodies or co-executive members? Faust has signed a contract with Pluto.
답변하겠습니다.
Allow me to answer that. This will be an immediate delegate body represented contract with no warranty liability. A contractual signing overseen by an observer from a grade 1 contract office will take place following due process. A contract office? I don't know what's going on. Does it really have to be so complicated? In J-Corp's district, we couldn't get the golden bow right away, despite winning because we didn't have anyone overseeing the deal. Oh, that Iuda from the Mary Archils? She started a fight even after Rhodia won the game. It's Ida from Los Mariacs. I identify with Greg. Actually, I cannot remember names, places, and things. The names of things. Papa Bongi's ego is just turning into Colonel Sanders. Oh, wonderful. That's right. Instead of playing the role of the observer, she left us with no choice but to take the bow with force, which is why it is safer to just use the service of an association or contract office to stand as an observer or to notarize the contract, even if it can be costly. That's what Faust probably considered most carefully, I think. Ishmael explained like it was a common knowledge. I guess it's something well known among city folks. This contract certainly favors our side, as long as the goal is achieved. We watched with our mouths agape as the two declared the conclusion at once. This is a secret, but I frankly don't get more than half of what Samjo says. I just nod, like, oh, I see, and move on. He does the naruhodo thing. Isn't that a coincidence? It's the same for us too. Aren't you supposed to be the last person to be ignorant of your secretary's words?
그래도 K사 연구실과 계약을 맺으면 당분간은
Is he in the sequel? He was the best character. Still, I guess making a contract with K-Corp's laboratory means we won't be fighting against the Wing's staff for a while. You know, those people who would keep healing their wounds? The team fell into a somber silence. All the memories related to them were filled with misery and suffering. So you've seen K-Corp's regenerative technology already. Oh, we've more than seen it, had to deal with it over and over. I get sick of the thought. Why don't I show you around my lab instead then? It's not here though, you'll have to take the elevator once more. You would show them that much, Mr. Dongrang? That place is off limits for unauthorized personnel. You just made a really funny noise, Mr. Samjo. Well, it shouldn't hurt. We're hanging out for a bit to celebrate the provisional contract being signed. I wasn't sure I wasn't sure if that was an appropriate way to celebrate things, but since no one on the team objected, I decided to follow him. My goodness. We're leaning very heavy into the story. I'm not complaining. Not as such. This is where regenerative ampules are made. They're publicly called HP bullets, but the underlying principle is a nanobot-based medical treatment. There have been struggles here and there, but at the moment the ampule I slightly modified recently is the most commonly used version.
So let me get this straight. You're the one who supplied that? Damn it. Do you have any idea how much that made us suffer?
We barely managed to crawl over that adversary. I'm relieved that none of you seem to have passed away or suffered severe wounds at the very least. That reminds me. I was told companies have different definitions of death on the job and the process of dealing with them. I'm sure Mr. Shamwow gave me an explanation on it. So, Dongrang, are you continuing your research on improving those cure-all nanobots? Rage bait the fuck out of Carmen until she stops talking to me, manifest ego. Of course not. HP bullets have long been commercialized. My project right now is the improvement of livestock using them. Improving livestock? If cutting as a concept is reduced to irrelevance, if it becomes limited to a fleeting moment, think about it. We can get an endless supply of high-quality meat. And it's not just any meat. The flesh will come from livestock, searched and improved with the combined efforts of countless minds. That's the quality and rarity we're talking about. It's saying... oh, sorry, that's Hong Lu. That's not Yiseng. It seems Dongrang has a love for meat as deep as Rhodia's. Love, you say? You might be right, if endlessly devoting time and care could be called love.
Oh, I guess snobby botches get along, eh?
Don't beat up our client, okay, Heathcliff?
Depends on how they behave.
We see live chickens whose wings and legs are being sliced endlessly. They don't even struggle, as if they feel no pain. Is that how nanobots look? All I see is liquid. When infinitesimal particles have fluidity, they look pretty much the same as fluid. It's gray goo. Mr. Big Dong loves meat. I mean, they're doing factory farming. They're just doing it a little bit more fucked up, right? I mean, this is basically it, right? Like, never look into how farms treat animals. This is more humane than the real world version. Oh my god, you're right. I mean, what are in this version? They obviously have heads because they're clucking, but it looks like they have like it looks like they have the wings here are stuck out, and they're cramped in one position, and then the wings get sliced off, and then they've got like injections, so they're constantly getting injected with the nanobots that regrow the wings, and then they get sliced off again. So it's just like grow, slice, grow, slice, grow, slice, grow, slice, grow, slice, grow, slice forever. Like actual human factory farms right now are really, really bad. I don't know that they're this bad. This is pretty shitty. Is it really necessary to go this far for food?
This site is too disgusting to handle for a rich boy who grew up on juicy meat, eh?
Kiddo, there are lots of people in the world who'd go any length for a meal. No, I mean, this isn't the same. And my family wouldn't eat any meat. I was an exception, though. Why does it have to be like this? What I'm trying to say is... Ah, I think I know what you're getting at. It does feel rather unnatural, doesn't it? If it was simply for the sake of improving food, there could have been more efficient ways to do it. Ah, there's one thing I can say for sure. If this technology had been made available in the back streets, my friends and I wouldn't have had to rummage through trash cans. Technology. Skincare is vegan. I think his parents were vegan. He said he was an exception, that he ate meat, I think. They apparently don't feel pain in this version. Yeah, but isn't that like, I don't know. I get that like not feeling pain is better than feeling pain, but if they have this technology, why do they have heads? Why give them brains at all? Why not just grow, why not just grow the meat, right? I feel like that, I don't know. I feel like they could probably genetically engineer a chicken that comes out with no head, right? And then it's just meat. They could even do electrical impulses that cause the muscles to do twitch movements that would cause them to, have like stronger muscle fibers and get meat that feels more like real meat rather than just being a lump. I don't think K-Corp or ampules work that way. It's a healing thing, so they have no head. I don't think regeneration works. Interesting. I mean, I figured it would just heal any organic thing back to its original, but I have no idea. No, it's more than breeding. They will never realize they have the ability to fly for their entire lives. Yi Sang spoke, staring directly into Dong Rang. It was unusual in him to take this much interest in matters. I must object. Chickens cannot fly in the first place, and this technology is providing quality welfare to many. It's okay, Samjo. For someone who usually wouldn't look others in the eye to glare directly at a person, that's a sign of desperation, isn't it? Ugh. This husbandry. Something seemed to have happened in the lab. Will it be a good choice to head there now? It'll be fine, Samjo. They're skilled enough that they got out the scuffle with the K-Corp. Security staff armed with our regenerative ampules won't without a scratch. Oops. People of the city hate impossible meat. K-Corp ampules work by returning your body to how you remember it. If there's no brain, nothing you remember your body as. Oh, interesting. That's a tidbit. Of course, I think that's knowledge that I don't have access to yet. Moving on. Terrorist organization. Gun 'em down. Gun 'em down, boys. Kill 'em. Demons. An explosion has been detected. Please protect yourselves from danger by swiftly moving under your desks. Intimidating machine. Whoops, that was a misfire. A second explosion has been detected. Please activate the regeneration ampule in your possession and please wait for the K-Corp security staff that will arrive within 18 seconds of... Same old announcement. I wonder why are broadcasts like that, told in such calm voices? Won't a little gasping and panicking be more effective in getting people to evacuate? Gee, getting so preoccupied with all that technology and science nonsense dulls your empathy with feelings. You talk too much. Be quiet. Is everyone alright? If you aren't, take a regeneration ampule. A cross-compatibility test is normally needed, but we're in an emergency. You look unfazed. Doesn't a terrorist attack usually throw everyone into chaos? The first attack did have everyone panicking. The explosive detection broadcasts didn't exist either. Mr. Samjo hid under his desk for quite some time. As I keep saying, the attack occurred in the lobby and I was merely attempting to pick up a notebook that fell onto the desk. You must take this situation seriously, Mr. Dongrang. An attack on K-Corp laboratory in the middle of a nest is not a matter of course. For sure, they managed to arrive at the floor where the researchers are. I think I sprained my left ankle, Samjo. I watched as Samjo injected a regeneration ampule into Dongrang's body. Are they the terrorists that are occupying the lobotomy corp branch? Indeed. Speak of the devil. They're part of the terrorist organization? They don't really look like well-trained combatants.
Would you look at that? You got a lie for that now, kid.
It's natural. They aren't the ones directly engaging in combat. It should take a single glance to notice that they appear lean and frail, just like Mr. Dongrang.
I see rich souls like that don't get in fights, still get body and has the augments just in case. You sure they aren't you just acting weak?
It's not necessarily the case. As varied as ways to augment the body are, some may be repulsed by it, physically or mentally. Some nests even forbid their residents from getting procedures above a certain level of power if they aren't qualified. They don't want the lowly to rise up and topple, probably something, the ruling class over, huh? I could deny those possibilities. Each nest must have its own reasons. But fundamentally speaking, augmenting procedures are like high-performing vehicles. If an unqualified driver were to try and handle a vehicle with a power output above what they could handle, layers of order in the nest could fall apart in no time, so they'd like to prevent that from happening. Sorry to interrupt your passionate exposition. The pain was genuine for me, just so you know. Soon enough, people wearing familiar outfits appeared, along with the unforgettable beats of footsteps. Eek! The ones from the checkpoint. And now there are reliable allies. Those robots, they look seriously hostile. Hemorrhage within 5 seconds, spinal damage of at least 12 centimeters in length, direct impact on coronary artery, destruction of the cranium. These steps will ensure that the enemy meets immediate death without unnecessary suffering. It can do that, but wasn't it mainly to fully destroy the brain so they can't regenerate themselves? Hey, if you don't mind, could you pretend to be dead if this doesn't kill you right away? My buddy stayed up all night upgrading the insta-kill function. Quiet. See, I told you. With that recoil distance, it only reaches as deep as the occipital lobe. Did you really have to learn that through trial? Damn it. It should have gone all the way through the temporal lobe. We can't lose to them. We have robots of our own. They should be here any minute now. Aha, there it is. The regeneration ampule administration drone. It must be pretty handy to have them. Did they inject the ampules right as the staff is injured? As long as their heads aren't lost and the ampule is injected before the golden time passes and their brain stops functioning, they're practically undying. Injuries like holes in the internal organs or broken bones can be healed in seconds. Even still, they wouldn't be immune to pain. How can they be so calm about it? They won't even bat an eye at the colleague right next to them being cut down. Natural behavior. If all wounds can be healed up in seconds, all judgment regarding it will be secondary. If that's the case, will we become like that eventually? I don't see a reason to think about such things. I was just curious. By the way, who are these new faces with unfamiliar outfits? Anyone want to introduce yourselves? None of our business. True, but it's kind of awkward to be just facing them. Someone's got to talk, no? Why should we introduce ourselves to a terrorist organization? We are no mere terrorist organization. Watch your words. I don't hate the sound of it. It lines up with my beliefs. When I was 4, I had to answer a call of grad school because the paper I wrote on atoms won a prize at the age of 11. Shut it. We're the Technology Liberation Alliance. Liberate? What technologies exactly? Does technology yearn for freedom? Maybe they're talking about the animals in the lab, I think. You hear that? He thinks we're animal protectors or something. Sorry, but that went out of fashion long ago. You think we're working day and night assembling machines just to fight for happy raised chickens fried in healthy oil? Type X32 bolts are so hard to get these days. We have to order them from other nests. Do you have any idea how much tax is added? You could substitute type X32 bolts by casting a C9 bolt and tempering it. Or try this again. You could substitute type X32 bolts by casting a C9 bolt and tempering it at an interval of 2 hours. You aren't going to win us over by acting all smart. Oh, huh, no, she might be right. It could work. Could you tell us why you're offering advice to enemies, Miss Faust? You wouldn't understand. Researchers have a creed more valuable than life. Pretty women. Yeah, literally the guy sprains his ankle and then they inject him with that with the juice. I find that to be a bit over it. Faust will exposit even if it kills her. It's true. She can't help herself. She's got some kind of a disability or something that makes it so that she can't help but just exposition dump constantly. She has the well actually syndrome. Holy shit. Otis just rolled a 21. I've never seen a dice roll or a coin flip base roll that high yet. Kill him, Mama Otis. Gun him down. Are we gonna go plus ultra? On the day of Faust's execution. Any last words? She then goes on to monologue. Actually, you're holding the axe the wrong way. And it's pronounced guillotine, not guillotine. Believe it or not, the guillotine was invented by... just goes on a fucking monologue. I could see that. I could see it. Sinclair's skill has 3 has 30 base power. Oh, that's impressive. Here we are with our 30 skill 3 30 base power. I feel incredibly powerful compared to where we were at in the beginning. I feel pretty goddamn strong. Oh, this is... I love that they give you just skippable fights. They're just like, yeah, you don't have to do this. You just skip it. Good luck with that. He's the only sinner capable of landing heads. Wait, he can land heads? The game is forcibly trying to skip it because this Canto is so trash. I mean, I've been having fun with it so far, but I think most of that is just being able to get to do the voices. I'm surprised they didn't just delete these fights. Hating Canto 4 is the reason my heart still beats. Oh my god, honey, you need another reason to live. Just give him the lunacy. Put the lunacy in the bag. We're cruising right along pretty quickly, and I'm burning through Enika Flynn incredibly fast. We've only got 3 more fights or 3 more continuations before we're like out of lunacy. Or out of Enika Flynn. That certainly looks convenient. Broken bones heal up in a matter of moments. K Corp provided us with an astronomical sum of research grants to support our research on improving this ampule. Do keep this a secret from Shreen, please. She might get mad at me about it for 3 months. Clock would only wind the thing after we've died. Scared of a little hurting? I think I cracked a bone in my right hand. Can I get an ampule? This is kind of harder to grip my axe. Rhodia stood in front of a K-Corp drone and extended her right arm. Welcome. K-Corp drones are always here for your health. Administering regeneration ampule. Cannot administer. Friendly entities of type 3J54 are eligible for serum injection, but regeneration ampules may only be administered to patients hemorrhaging 1 LR or more of blood. Also, since you have not taken a cross-compatibility test for the ampules, we do not take any responsibility for side effects. Thank you. What are you talking about? You want me to cut off my arm or leg or something? They're already doing that. Look at the K-Corp staff. They're cutting up their own limbs to get the ampule. It's a necessary requirement. It would be a tremendous financial waste to use regeneration ampules for every little scratch. I hate to make comparisons, but its value is far above the caliber of small firms like yours. Yeesh. It looks a bit dangerous here. Those machines are too rough. They might get me killed if I'm not careful. I might want to stay away from the fight, or I might want to stay away from the fray just a bit, just to be safe. Then something grazed past my head. I mean, my head with a threatening shrill. Ooh. They're shooting darts. Right as another projectile flew at me, Ishmael swiftly stretched her arm to take the hit. Turning to the direction the projectiles came from, I didn't find enemy robots. Instead, there was a K-Corp drone glaring with red.
괜찮으십니까?
Executive Manager, are you alright?
대신 맞아.
I'm the one who got hit, Otis.
이 오티스가 대신
I should have taken the projectile for you. Curses.
저기요.
Excuse me. See what your robots that cost a bomb to make are doing. It fired at an ally. I must object. That was not friendly fire. Samjo yelled from behind, raising his hand high. However, it does appear that exceptions couldn't be fully configured. I apologize for that particular shortcoming.
무슨 헛소리를.
What rubbish are you? As you're aware, you could come into this place purely thanks to Mr. Dongrang's whim. Having visitors in this place is an extremely rare occurrence, and as such a factor that wasn't put into consideration. What? What are you talking about? The K-Corp's regeneration drones do more than just heal people. Why does it look like my body's melting? Can anyone make it make sense? Ishmael! Normally, K-Corp's drones administer regeneration ampules to injured personnel. However, it injects a decay ampule to deserters. It shot the decay ampule at me because I was trying to escape the combat zone. Ain't that just revolting? Think you can pull off summary executions when there isn't even a war going on? Yeah, why not just make the drones fight instead? The nest you're from must have valued human life, am I right? The value of each drone we have far surpasses that of 10 Class 2 staff members combined. Do you understand? You should understand. You accept it. I had a crappy coercion shoved in my face too many times. I don't feel like complying anymore. I do understand where it's coming from. There was a research that revealed deploying K-Corp's drones in simulated battles increased the odds of victory by 23.5%. It was a pretty famous paper among scholars. Since the old times, deserters who try to flee from battle have been pointed out as greater detractors of morale than the threat of overwhelming oppression or weakness of the leader. Public punishments of deserters are historically a proven tactic, supported by many examples. Understand it all you like, then. Wait, what are you talking about? It's the, commissar? Commissar. Yeah, the commissar. Keep firing, men! And shoots one of the guardsmen in the back of the head, and then they all shoot faster. Nest in the city, valuing human life. First of many instances of Ishmael being gooped. Hey, listen, don't kink shame. Look at Ishmael. She's melting down. Apologies for my negligence, said Executive Manager. I failed to consider the suffering you must endure when you turn the clock. But that's not what I'm... You might want to hurry if that's your concern. Her heart should still be intact in her current state. Manager, what'll happen to me? The clock's hands turn with agony. Meanwhile, Yi-sang was staring at empty ampules rolling on the floor. Melting love, Ishmael confirmed.
거긴 킬존이다.
The goop ID. Did I get the goop ID, Ishmael? Am I like blanking that out? I feel like I got the goop Ishmael. I did, yeah. Otis mildly pushed back against Dante's perspective whenever Dante disagreed with her actively. So, I mean, she typically rims Dante's asshole, but there have been a couple of cases where she hasn't. I mean, there's there's brown nosing, and then there's what Otis is doing, right?
찾지 못하리.
당연한 결과죠. 저는
Nailed it.
선택받았으니까. 그렇겠죠?
They're straight up. They're just trying to get me to skip past all of the combat. That feeling when you're the third best Yi-sang syncing ID out of the three.
기껏
I don't know what that feels like. Do I have any Yiseng ID? I don't even know if I have any Yiseng IDs. I thought I heard my cat trying to get in or trying to get out. But no, he's just sitting over there on the beanbag, being a good little bean. I think the other cats are trying to get in. They know he's in here. You got pre-queued? Who's pre-queued? Pre-queued. You guys are certainly saying words in the chat. Those are words, indeed. I don't know yet. I'm not personally invested in Yisang as a character, so having their ID doesn't necessarily seem to be something I'm compelled to do at the moment. And your hands are tied. You're not allowed to tell me what to do. We already had the backseat the backseat conversation. Pronounced pre-quote. I don't know. You know that's not how you tell somebody how to pronounce things, but I know you know that, and you're just having a goof. What if I front seat the stream and play Yisang? You are what I would watch your stream. I've done it before. Yisang always has the most ideal IDs. That's his whole thing, isn't it? Like, he is the ideality. He is locked in, if you will, as the ideal. Yeah, I think no, I was reading Necro's thing. I think Necro's fucking with you. That's every time you say like it's pronounced and then you explain like how to pronounce it, Necro jumps in and fucks with you. That's what I was commenting on. It wouldn't be surprising if they made the guy who constantly says ideal things the ideal ID. It would track. It would track. Unga bunga win rate. Let's go. Yisang has the funeral of the dead butterflies ID. Oh shit, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love callbacks to previous games. Faust's ID should never stop talking. You're cooking, Necro. You should get in contact with Project Moon immediately and get them to implement that. If Faust's in the party, just have her running her fucking mouth constantly. 30 base. Jesus Christ. Unga Bunga team goes Unga Bunga and wins. This just in. Isaac keeps eating up all the Walpurgis content. Rude. 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 He's on my main sinking team. I hate the idea of Index saying, but his animations are cool. So like my thing with the animations, I like the animations, but I think we get them too much. I think the game goes into slow-mo Michael Bay action way too often, and it slows down the progress and the flow, especially in mirror dungeons are like fucking torturous. I need to be doing something else entirely to go through a mirror dungeon. The mirror dungeons need to be like something that is like a second monitoring. Like it's almost as like I've watched It's Always Sunny like a bajillion times. It's like I'm watching when I'm doing mirror dungeons. It's like the mirror dungeon is the episode of It's Always Sunny going on in the background, and I'm playing a game, like a completely different game at the same time. because of how long the fights are, because of the animations. I want a skip animation button. I love to see them whenever I see them, but when they're only just dragging out the duration of combat, I feel like I'm inclined to want a skip button.
거긴 킬존이다. 내 뒤.
I mostly want to skip ego animations. The ego animations, I barely ever use egos. I mean, I don't really need to. I haven't gotten to content where I felt like I needed to use egos, with the exception of one of my near dungeon runs. Rhodia has the egos that take like half a second. I'll have to make sure that I get Rhodia as one of my options then.
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
We are out of Enkflin. Obviously I can use a box. I will use a box, but we're gonna go through the story and then I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna take a bio break. Attention everyone, reinforcements have arrived. Who are those people? For sure, who could these be, Shreen? Maybe new friends other than me? They're fixers from Rose Spanner Workshop, the ones we're working with for the current project. They visited here several times already. You really should be familiar by now. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nico, representative of Rose Spanner Workshop. The enemy's faces clouded over at the unexpected arrival of reinforcements. Boring. Let's head back. What? Sure, we'll leave. Would you look at that? Our aura has made them flee out of terror. Thanks, Shreen. This made me seriously consider the possibility that your department might be picked as the best next year for the first time. Shame about your precious trophies being destroyed, huh? Miss Shreen, pardon me for suspecting, but you did not perchance wait until the trophies were broken before bringing reinforcements, did you? I don't mind losing them, as long as the photo is fine. The damage they left is pretty severe now that I'm seeing it firsthand. It could have gotten all of the researchers killed if things went wrong. Indeed, which is why we must eliminate them and reclaim the facility they've occupied as soon as possible. Why then does K-Corp not provide assistance? Clearly it's because they don't want the general public to know that such a thing has happened in the nest, don't you think? While I may concede on that matter as innocent feathers were involved, this concerns researchers and laboratory directly affiliated with the wing. It's evidence that they want it to remain discreet that much, don't you think? Anyway, I ought to bring a generous supply of regeneration ampules for you all to use. Now should be a good time to depart, right? We aren't going on a picnic, Dongrang. You gonna be okay? No problem. Seeing you in battle made me all the more assured about accompanying you. Just so you know, the technology our manager Dante uses is on a different level compared to K-Corp's ampules. Rather than regenerate, it restores. Therefore, observing it won't provide much insight that can be applied to K-Corp's singularity or regeneration ampules. Restoration, not healing, huh? No way. Is he trying to copy Dante's ability like what that shady Bada Vista chicken guy tried with his rival? I wouldn't do such a thing. I'm not the kind of person to cram down food that I know I can't digest. It has to be common practice for someone like you to send capable underlings to do the fighting for you, and yet you insist on being on the front. Are you that hungry for a medal? No. It's that I left a number of things I couldn't take with me in time, like the photo commemorating my 3rd consecutive year of winning the Excellence Award, the plaque of appreciation from K-Corp, the photo taken to celebrate my lab's expansion, and what else was there, Samjo? Classified documents concerning the research, sir. So it's more that you wanted to gain back the medals you had. Oh right, that too. You really did just barely manage to escape there, huh? I guarantee you that nerd Dongrang has never swung a fist in his life. He's too carefree. At least bring some fixers like me. Is your department going as well, Miss Shreen? I don't see how you could benefit from the success of this operation. Nerd. I'm glad you appreciate Southern Lad Yi sang. It wasn't my idea. Somebody said do a Southern accent for one of the characters, and Yi Sang popped up next, and he just happened to be the Southern one, and then it got locked in. 3 of my coworkers died in their last attack. I've lost too much to care about interests and benefits. Miss Shreen. In that case, will I be correct to assume that the payment for the fixers will be handled by your department? Ugh, you just can't stop being such an irritating bunch. The Lobotomy Corp branch we must reclaim isn't too far from here. Let's head there together. I was hoping I could get a ride on your bus.
다음에
What a shame.
태워드리겠습니다.
I'll secure you an
얼른
opportunity next
출발하시죠.
time. Let's get moving for now.
누구 마음대로?
Who do you think you are to decide that? This mission felt particularly tumultuous. And then, you see, I bet the chips and I declared like this. All in. I want to stop hearing it if it's giving me nausea. There's nothing like head shake poker at J-Corp's casinos. Those people who sit at the slot machines all day long, they're all morons.
What, you mean there's something up there with the machines?
This is something I haven't told anyone else, you see.
Hold on, you gotta explain it in more detail.
Things are lively this time around. DLI. She says she doesn't like it, whispered Sinclair. I whispered back to him saying, I know. I still think Faust needs to be more whispery, like she loves to talk, but at a volume that makes people have to lean in to hear. I think Faust being like nasally and obnoxious is it's what I'm going for sure. And it's hard to be nasally and obnoxious and whisper at the same time. I'm gonna go use the toilet and I will be right back, y'all. Okay, we're back. And it looks like I have to use another cube because I'm out of Enkevalin. So one box. I really need to make sure that in the mornings I don't spend my stuff making modules.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
The group remained consistently noisy until the moment we arrived. Only in tranquility can art bloom in its full grace. There's always going to be a snobby jerk on any team. I must agree, I can't tell if they're here to handle a request or hang out. They loosen up too easily. If there's one fortunate thing, however, it's that we won't encounter any abnormalities here. Why does this person keep talking to me?
사실 처음에
To tell you the
환상체라는
truth,
것들을
the first
보았을 땐
encounter with abnormalities
충격의
was a series of
연속이었어요.
shocking
참
revelations.
하이브리드했다고
It was
할까?
hybrid. It was a hybrid, so to
사람의
speak.
무의식을 이용한
I
신에너지
wouldn't have
개발이라니.
been able to conceive such a
저로서는
concept as
상상도 못할
developing a new source of
발상이었으니까요.
energy from a human subconscious.
이제
I believe that
평범하고
the so
흔한
widespread
그
and
뭐냐.
standard,
아,
what was it again?
인간의
Right.
시대는
The age of
끝나가고 있다고
humanity is
했으니까.
coming to an end.
지금은
Now is the age of the
최우수한
superior
분야의 시대죠.
minds. Not too many
그걸
have realized
마음으로
this with
깨달은
their
자들은
hearts yet. What's an age of age of humanity?
그러니 당신들이 합류해줘서
You have no
제가
idea how
얼마나
glad I
기뻤는지
was to have
모를
you on board. Some one-sided conversation that was. Much worse than the ones I've had with Virgilius. Was it even a consideration if one of us never communicated their thoughts to the other?
인기척이 들리는
Here's the movement. I think you're the only one here who has to keep his mouth shut. More combat.
내 뒤.
Are you aware that Tribes of Midgard has dailies? Yeah, I am. Do I do them? No. Other games that I've played have dailies as well, and I don't do them. I think there was like Payday 3 had dailies, for example, and we would play Payday 3 every day. And one of them was like use a I don't know, like a sniper rifle or something to kill a certain number of cops, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. I think most of the stuff that you get from doing dailies is going to be contributing towards, in a lot of games, is going to be contributing towards cosmetic items. I don't know if Tribes of Midgard is similar in that way, but I know for certain in Payday 3 it works that way. I'm glad you're playing, and I'm glad you like it. I can't wait for us to get a chance to play together. Probably, like I said, tomorrow morning whenever I get up. I don't see any terrorists.
안심해.
Relax. I've brought plenty of regeneration ampules, so those murder machines can rampage all they want. An ominous noise buzzed from the stopped machines. Alright, all, you hear me? I got pretty mad thinking you might have thought we ran off, so I'm sending you a message verbally. I'm about to tell you something real important, so listen up. A pause to rouse tension. Good. It's that you are a bunch of worthless worms. Yeah, that's right. You're just worms. You trash. Give me a break. I was all ears for this load of nonsense. Gregor approached the speaker with a grumble, scratching the back of his head. Wait, Gregor! After playing the voice, the machine suddenly starts heating up and inflating. The machine is heating to unnatural degrees. Its components expanding. Oh my, it really is. It's a telltale sign of an imminent explosion. Indeed, and that means...
Wait a moment, get away from the damn machine!
Heathcliff kicked Gregor away from the machine.
시간도 얼마
And they must have
없었을
used
텐데
that little time they had to
함정까지
place
잘
traps like this. Their dedication is
존경스럽네요.
admirable. I'm raring
된
to see
거.
the mastermind behind this. Are all researchers like that? This really doesn't feel like the time for
숙명이죠.
admirations. Such is our fate. You don't know when my morning is for you? Wait. You're West Coast? Central time. I can't remember. I wake up at 5 a.m. my time, like every morning, and I hop on and I play some games for about an hour and a half. Depends on if I have students in the morning. Sometimes I'll play for a couple of hours, and that is, if you're on Eastern Standard Time, around 4 p.m. And like if you're Central, it's 5, and if you're West Coast time, it would be no, that's wrong. 4 and then 3 p.m. if you're Central Time, and then 1 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. My schedule is unusual, but because I'm in Japan time, I oftentimes have time to play. It's usually like the times where I would ping you, Putty, for barotrauma are the times where I'm usually, like I'd ping you and say we dive in. Those times are usually the times I'm available.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
But this morning I had not an appointment, but I had talked to an achievement hunter on Xbox, and he wanted to, well, we both wanted to finish some achievements for Resident Evil 5.
내 뒤.
The online achievements in that game are notoriously obnoxious to finish, and we both had, like, been able to dual box, so we dual boxed and shot the shit while we finished up the achievements for that game this morning. Tribes of Midgard definitely has that freemium phone game UI. I don't know why it costs money. There's a time that's around 1 PM for me that's not great. I see. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on, it depends on the person and, or, in your schedule or whatever, but like, I can find time in multiple windows during the day. My best window, like my most quiet time window, is right in the morning whenever I wake up. So from 5 a.m. to 6:30 is whenever I usually have like some free time. And then, like I said, depending on if I have students in the morning to teach, I'll have a longer window until my little one gets up.
이 기계도
Will
작동이
this
멈추면
blow up once it stops working like the last one? As we suspected, the halted machine began to play an ominous noise. Alright, so this is my second time you killed my machines, right? Let's see. You're a bunch of roaches that do nothing other than just crawl on the floor. It's okay, it's okay. Don't let it get you down, Greg. I wasn't feeling anything. So, go on and keep crawling like the bugs you are. Why bother looking up when you'll be spending all your lives on that flat dimension of the surface, right?
파악했다. 작동을 멈추면
You trash. I understand now. Once the machines stop functioning, they play pre-recorded voice clip and then explode seconds later. She's being so bug-phobic towards Gregor, that's true.
무슨 의도로 제작되었는지는 불명이나
It is unclear what purpose they are meant to serve, but all the machines are equipped with the same mechanisms. Pre-recorded? I didn't see that one coming. Everyone's making fun.
Everyone's making fun of you, eh, Buggy Boy?
It sure is baffling how the whole world is bending over backwards to mock me.
That's the time reaction. Oh, oi, what's wrong with you now?
What's the matter, Ishmael? Are you alright?
속이
Yes, I'm just feeling a little queasy. You don't have to mind me, I'm fine now. There's something I've been meaning to ask. What kind of organization is this? Technology Liberation
그딴 건왜
Alliance?
궁금해하는 건가?
Why do you bother asking such questions? All we need to know about them is that it's a terrorist organization with a hollow name. Their values are irrelevant to us. I don't know. I kind of feel like their values would be relevant, Otis. You never know what use the information might have, Otis. I know little about them myself. I did hear that someone who used to work in a K-Corp laboratory is now one of the organization's core members, though I don't have the details as this took place before I joined the firm. She was an outstanding researcher who was once awarded the Best Employee Award, much like Mr. Dong Rang is now. What? How do you know that? I saw her name on the plaques in the trophy room. Wouldn't you say it's mandatory for someone of my occupation to remember all the names there? Why do you keep peeking in there anyway? What could be the reason a highly praised employee decided to join terrorists?
아까 잠깐 보시지
I
않았나요?
believe you saw her once earlier. She was enthusiastically destroying my lab. Right around when Shreen and I joined the company, she was, well, rather famous within the firm. I heard rumors that she wanted to test the limits of K-Corp's technologies. Then one day, rumors about her leaving the laboratory spread, saying that this is where she ended up. I'm not your bud, friend. I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your guy, dude. I prefer manager bud over clockhead. That's true. I agree. Because it's got that, that friendly tone associated with it. Bud.
이 복도만 지나면 될
Oh,
거예요.
this corridor must be the last. Once we're past here, we'll reach the edge of the facility. After I retrieve my precious items from there, I'll give you the ownership of the Golden Bow as promised. Feels like this is gonna end on a rotten note. You're gonna be okay with that? Those terrorists really must have run off, seeing how none of them showed up.
계약의 내용은
It was part of the contract to reclaim the laboratory. That's why I kept telling you, Mr. Dong Rang, when you draft a contract, you have to be meticulous and calculating and write in a way that favors us. Let's get going. Fortunately, I didn't see any killing machines here. However, a couple of unwelcome figures appeared in front of
조심하십시오,
us.
관리자님.
Be on guard, Executive Manager. Someone is ahead of us. Yeah, but they aren't holding any
무기도
weapons.
소유하지
They
않았지만
may be unarmed, but you are an
관리자님은
incredibly
매력하게
weak and
그지없는
fragile
민간인이지
civilian.
않습니까?
Executive manager. Thanks, Otis.
숫자 계산 안 되니?
Can't you count? You clearly
딱
outnumber us
봐도
by a
너희가
huge margin.
압도적으로
Don't be a
많지
baby.
않니, 지렁이 대?
Here at last, worms.
그 기계에서
It's the
흘러나오던
same voice that
목소리예요.
played the machines.
그리고
And the same face we saw earlier. You're a little baby bitch, Mr. Manager.
다른 조직원들은
It's true.
어디 있나요?
And Dong is edging. Where are your other members, senior researcher Ran? You managed to bring more help in that mess, I see. And put away that senior crap. We haven't even known each other for long. Don't you see what's going on? They've all evacuated, and here I am buying time for them. That's interesting. We thought we stormed in unexpectedly, yet you knew in advance it was an escape. Because you're worms. Look at you, getting all cocky after receiving the Best Employee Award. Rating here, dare trying to catch us?
You got a big mouth. You think that's better than you think you're better than us. You're outnumbered, like you said. That noggin of yours probably knows you better surrender, eh?
내가 항복한다 치자.
Let's say I do. It's clear what you'll do with mine. You'll neutralize me and keep me barely alive, curing me with your flaunted regeneration ampules. Rinse and repeat until you get the answers you want.
저희가 원하는
Sounds like a
답을
problem that
한
could be
번에 내주면
prevented by
그만인데.
giving us some answers right away. Am I asking too much?
당연하지.
Of course you are. Unlike you, we aren't planning to live like roaches that feed on whatever is provided from above. This is really getting on my nerves. Whatever, I've had enough of toying with you. What are you trying to... That's right, show your curiosity only to what's happening immediately before your eyes. That's how a researcher should be. Man? With an ear-piercing noise, the building was engulfed in an explosion. All that remains is charred stain. That hurt a lot. Are you alright, Mr. Dongrang?
Oh.
I'm fine.
Dante 씨
Someone in
쪽이라니
Dante's party pushed me away as soon as the
들리자마자
blast was heard.
절
You know,
밀쳐줬어요.
the quiet fellow with the intimidating eyes. I was going to do the same, but I was standing too far away. That was close. After taking the impact for others, Don Quixote and Marisol had been flung all the way to two columns supporting the building, their backbones fully exposed. Don Quixote in particular was impaled on a pillar.
망설임 없이 몸을
It must
던질
be
수 있었던
the
건
faith that they will come back to
언제든지
life at any
부활할
time
거라는
that
믿음이
prompted them to
깔린
jump
거겠죠?
into danger without
어떤
hesitation,
마음이나 정욕
not out of any
때문에
sort of friendship affinity. Isn't
그렇죠.
that right? Don Quixote couldn't give any answers, whether due to death or the pointed edge stabbing through her mouth. Marisol, you were alive? It was my directive to protect the manager and see that the company's mission is accomplished.
역시
That must
그럼
be it, yes.
편리하네요.
How convenient. You can recover your body without using regeneration ampules. I don't know, the ampule looks handier. Right. Is Miss Shreen alright? And the other fixers? We're perfectly sound. Your group blocked the blast for us, so we turned out fine. That's why you haven't been taking the ampules. That clock had special powers. Indeed. After all, I recruited them after thorough screening and testing. I see. Well, darn. All the ampules I bought are useless now. For some reason, Shreen lets out a defeated laugh and drops the ampules in her bag to the floor. It's true. For them, looking at it from a perspective that excludes me, this is certainly a convenient power. Fatal consequences can be reversed, and the only price is me having to bear the pain. No, wait. Is this really fine? And where does all this time to rewind come from?
Plot face. Stop dawdling about. That yellow haired guy, she's dying.
Thoroughly ravaged by the blast, Heathcliff pointed at Don Quixote.
Hurry up and turn it. This hurts an awful lot.
On it.
불길 속으로
귀와 요격 함수 정민화 내 뒤. 발광 차단.
다 죽어라.
회풍 이제 갖고 놀기. 틀렸다. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장 잡혀.
Gun him down, Mama Otis.
직접 밝혀준다.
기꺼이.
좋아.
These fights really maximize our N Claire damage. That's pretty wicked. I don't know what that means. What do you mean when you say N Claire damage? Our Sinclair? He does bonus damage to robots. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's lore. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually. I get that lore reference. Because his parents got robotified and gunned down, but in this ID, he's like the one doing the nailing. Empowered by race. Is it racist? If you augment yourself, do you become a different race? Is that how that works? The clankers are also fatal to blunt damage. We are doing a lot of blunt damage, that's true. I think Faust is the one doing the nailing, actually. Well, Faust has the grip. She's the one who grips, so I guess she's the one who's doing the nailing. So she straps in. You know? In that couple, she's the one who was is wearing the strap. She's gripping and nailing while Cromer is in the cuck chair. Perfect. I always like to know in any given situation who is sitting in the cuck chair. It's fantastic. There was one, I think it was, yeah, it was, God, I'm trying to remember names, I'm so bad at it. It was a ContraPoints video where she did, fuck, what was it? Twilight, Stephanie Meyer and Twilight, and she had the whole, I mean, like it must have been a 30-minute, like, a 30-minute breakdown of the cuck tent. And it's so it's so good. If you haven't seen that video, it's so good. Go watch it. I think there was actually a negative review when the one who gripped Sinclair came up because the guy felt like Sinclair cucked them from Faust. Gotcha fans are not okay. It's true. It's true. I like that last statement. I think there's not a truer word has ever been uttered. That gotcha fans are not okay. All right, we're gonna use our last box. We knew we were running low, but like holy shit, we're like out of Enocoin boosters. I'm gonna need to make sure that the next time we play, I've got enough Encoplin to make it through the whole stream. But I think in my daily login bonuses for new baby bitch managers, I think there's a set of Encoplin boxes that I get. I'll save them for stream so that we can, you know, continue to play the video game. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna come back into the Canto to go do these fights again later. I'm gonna do them now because we're here. Did you already buy all the boxes from the shop? I did not. I don't have enough, I didn't. I might now, I don't know. I didn't have enough photos. Yeah, I didn't have enough photos. So I bought threads with the photos that I did have so that I could uptie all the 3-star IDs that I got last stream. Because I did get 3 new 3-star IDs and 2 of them I'm like actively using right now. And I wanted to uptie all of those guys. But that literally, I think that literally cost all of the photos that I had saved up from doing mirror dungeons and the like. So my plan was to save up photos and get all the photos that I could and spend them on getting Hongru, because I want to get that Hongru 3-star ID. But you know, I don't know what the best use of IDs or what the best use of my currency is, but like I know a lot of the stuff that is available for the photo currency is really good stuff. The Honglu would give us more photos too. That's kind of what I was thinking whenever you guys said that, is like, oh, that gives us 40% more, so we'd be getting 80%. And I really, like, for me, I really like Honglu as a character. Someone who is so, like, utterly chipper and positive through all of the shit that's going on and all of the weird, goofy scenarios that we find ourselves in. Like, he's always like a light, like a beacon, and I love him for that. So I just like him. He's okay, not going to be breaking any tier lists, but recent IDs have a floor on how bad they are because their clash numbers are going to be decent. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know anything about any of that. I just know, like, as far as characters go, he's one of the characters that I actually like, and I'd like to, you know, I'd like to use him. I'd like to have him in my party. So him having any kind of useful or usable ID at all is better than nothing. Oh yeah? Would you like to be the one who grips Honglu?
어때 딸? 엄마밖에 없지?
You'd like to give him a little squeeze? Wait a second. Have I gotten any of the... Yeah, I've gotten one. Wow, we are not very deep into this chapter yet, are we? Holy shit. I feel like getting him just to get more photos is kind of meh. Spending 1,000 just to earn another 1,500 or so photos. Honglu ID can roll up like 18 on his skill 1 if you fulfilled the conditions. Pretty good stuff. I mean, for me, it's not. I'm not spending 1,000 to get another 1,500 for the photos. I'm spending the 1,000 because I like Honglu and I don't have a triple star ID for him yet. And I think the art of his ID looks good, and I regret looking at tier lists. I think I should probably focus a little bit more on just like getting stuff because I think they look neat and because I think that the characters look cool in that particular case, especially since I just like Honglu. I just like him as a character. I'd like to have him on my team. You know, even if he's not meta, I would replace Sinclair with him. I like him more than I like Sinclair, but you know, there are some other characters I'd shuffle. I'm more worried about spending the XP tickets on him. You always worrying about those XP tickets. Just run your characters at level 2. It's no big deal. Everything will be fine. Shireen, you got shrapnel wounds. Are you sure you don't want to use an ampule? I'm fine. That Shireen fella. She's looking kind of blank-faced. Is she okay? Blank-faced. Of course not. She couldn't be so carefree. This makes it evident. The terrorists long since made their leave. All that's left were bloodthirsty murderers hell-bent on killing us. I've made my judgment. Hey, what do you think? Otis nudged her head at Marisol. I agree with it. What are you two talking about? There's a traitor in our ranks. No doubt remains in the matter. It's thanks to the spy that our course and plans were leaked from the moment we departed. To prevent further damage, it is right to dispose of them here and now. Traitor. I blankly watched as he brought up the concept foreign to me. As is unlikely to be one of us, the rational course of action is to suspect your institute's lackeys. This mission must be abandoned, Executive Manager, to allow ourselves to be involved in this nonsense. I am repulsed by your accusation. Are you seriously suspecting us? I can assure you that we trust each other better than you people who haven't even been in the same firm for a year, Samjo argues, flashes of light furiously bouncing off of his glasses. No, Samjo, their hypothesis sounds plausible. I would have said the same. You have something to say, don't you? Mr. Dongrang, that group of fixers haven't used regeneration ampules a single time since they came in here. Any sane combatant would kill to have those. There is one more thing. When we encountered Ran, they were distancing themselves from her in advance. The only explanation is that they knew there would be an explosion. Bother, why not consider the possibility that my intuition is just that keen? What if we weren't using the ampules because these buddies and I are built healthy? What if we're just built different? I've brought a truth tablet just in case. I'll believe you if you testify the same after taking it. Truth tablet? That red thing? How can I take that suspicious looking drug? Sorry, did you have a choice here? How strange. If I were you, I would take the tablet or make more desperate excuses. You're so gladly squandering your chances to clear yourself of suspicion. It's almost like you're asking to be killed. Or did you decide to kill us all and get away with it? I thought a researcher's job was writing papers, and you're out here writing fiction, you deranged maniac. Nico raises his weapon and points it at us.
Showing your true selves now that you're cornered, eh?
I even taught you my secret to winning at the slot machines, and this is how you return the favor? Let's go gambling. I hate gambling. I don't wanna. Stagger plus on your boy Heathcliff. I did notice at the last second that Mama Otis is struggling. Hopeless.
장부를 펼칠 것도 없겠군.
I actually have to make choices in combat now? Unbelievable.
내 뒤.
Oh, this guy's fucking dead.
이리 와라.
And everything looks as it should be with the clashes. That was weird. I'm sure there's a mechanic here that I should have paid attention to. It might have won a ton by it. The win rate button doesn't understand paralyzed math. That's true. This is it's the win rate in theory. Fuck him up. Ryoshu is cooking right now. Holy shit. Oh, he ran away. He ran away like a little bitch.
나를 계속 고용해라.
Look at you go, girl. 41% of damage contributed.
하지만 그
Hell
후에
yeah.
흑수들보다도 뛰어나다는 걸 알게 될 거다. 그때
Two battle. I love how the level required is going from like 30 to 33 and then back to 31. That idea is so cool. I want it. Just stream and then complain a lot. The devs will watch your stream and then they'll just give you what you want. Or give you stuff that you don't even know that you want. Give me a second. I think we needed to call a timeout. Might be the sardine I ate this morning. My stomach is aching. Boss.
그런 건 없어.
No such thing.
다음은
Sync
무엇뿐이다.
is up next.
슈렌느씨.
Shreen.
슈.
She what?
슈렌느씨가
Shreen
말해줬어요.
told us something while
이곳에
we're in
들어오면
here. Don't
절대로-
ever use regeneration
절대로
ampoules
재생이-
no matter what. Saying that out loud is
그걸
breaching the
보시고
contract, you
말하면.
dolt.
어.
That's
슈렌이가
so.
그렇게
Shreen told you that. Why?
몰라요.
I don't know. She said we'll see in due
알게
time.
제일
Well, we have the
간단한
simplest
방법이-
way to find out, don't we? After fiddling with the regeneration ampule in his hand, Dong Rang made a sudden move. He quickly jabbed the ampule into the unguarded fixer's body like a dagger. The fixer tried to remove the ampule, but its content had already entered the system. Why
왜
do
그렇게
you
놀라요, 대장님?
look so surprised, boss?
재생이
What happens if the
아프거든요.
ampule is injected?
이거-
This is
이거-
weird. Fixer's limbs began to twist at strange ankles. Then some things started protruding through the flesh. Collapsed on the floor, the fixer tried to yell something but failed to make any sound. Is it just me or is this awfully familiar?
설마
Please, you don't really
벌레
think
속으로
you're the
기억하는
only one who
사람이.
remembers that bug
그래,
den, do you,
당신-
Greg, babe? Resembling larvas or a snail. Oh
그만하자.
dear. Let's stop here. I dragged too many people into this. Well, it was my decision to take the deal for money. Dearie me, should have gone on a bigger spree yesterday if I knew it would come to this. Big Dong, my goat. So, yeah, they're using the ampules. Apparently, causes you to turn into bug people. Rip Bozo.
불길 속으로.
Damn. Otis, I love you. She's so cool.
포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
Just we've unlocked the sword. He somehow walked away from that. I don't understand how. Oh, there he goes. He's just walked away. We're turning these guys into paste. I have no idea how they're escaping. I figured there'd be a second wave of combat there. He's built different. All right. He did say, like, it was mentioned. Oh my god, we've got more of these, and we're out of boxes. My goodness. Yeah, this is one of the Cantos of all time. One of the Cantos of all time. I think this is probably some poor design here. I think maybe they were just saying, like, when I said 40 more combats, I wasn't joking. That tracks. I think conceptually, like, it's not a horrible idea to you know, to be like, hey, you know, you've got combat. You wanted combat. Here's your combat. Not horrible, like, right, like, not a horrible idea, but in practice, when you have this limitation and me streaming, kind of not great, all things considered. I think, let me see here. I think we're gonna go to the window. We're gonna check. Not window, not extract, not that. This. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna click you on this. We're gonna do a thing here. I need to just poke around here and see what we have available. These are pulls. We're gonna do some pulls. We're gonna do some pulls. We've already got the Ishmael thing. The other thing is a Marisol. What is that? That's the Marisol words. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Only these two. I don't like. Is it worth doing this more? He does have the bamboo-headed Kim ID. That's cool. But this isn't the bamboo-headed Kim ID, is it? All right, I think we're gonna extract from here anyway, or is it Gregor? All right, yeah, I think we're gonna extract from here. We'll do our extract 10. Is that one new ID? Oh, this is the Marisol thingy that we just saw, right? The ego? Cool. This is the season 7 ego. And the Rose Spanner Workshop Fixer Marisol. Next banner will be Thumb Copium. We'll see. And we're gonna extract again. Oh, we did get a triple, I think.
사람이든 흐르는 물이든 떠다니는 구름이든 누군가의 마음이든
Oh, it's a Rodion 3-star. Nice. Kurokuma clan.
이런 구질구질한 색의 고기를 시간 내서 먹고 있다니 차라리
It's either
아예
that or
속에 모른
Walpurgis,
채
and it shouldn't be
자랐으면
and it
좋았을
shouldn't be Walpurgis. There's also some other stuff that suggests Thumb is next.
의뢰하신 생존자는 무사히 데려올
And a
테니까
2-star Sinclair. Nice. We got a Rodion 3-star. That's what's up. And we're gonna go again. We've got enough juice to do it, so we're gonna keep going. Wow, that's a lot of IDs.
명령하시는 건 다 따를 수 있어요.
A lot of 2-stars. Kurokuma clan Wakashu Honglu.
빨리 줘 양반.
Is that Groot Gregor?
놀이 좋아하나?
Same manager, bud. Do you like fireworks?
네, 저는
Heathcliff.
아니잖아.
N-Corp
뭐야?
Kleinhammer. 넌 예술의 극치를 본 적이
7
있나?
Association South Section 6.
난 그걸 찾기 위해 왔어.
Yoshu. That's a whole lot of meh. But we did get one new thing. Right? I mean, we got several new things, but one new thing that is actually like a 3-star. I am so glad that we banned that I'm so glad we banned that phrase. I have like a billion Sinclair IDs. Kurokuma Rodia is kind of meh. Yeah, well, I don't really have anything else cooking with Rodia, so it's like this is probably a meh ID, but I don't have anything else for Marisol either, so. Okie dokie. So I think that's gonna be it for today. We'll continue more on tomorrow, poking around and stuff, and yeah, we'll play more tomorrow. But so far, like I wasn't super impressed by the pools, but we did get the title thingy for the Marisol ego, and I'm gonna save up the rest of these to pick up this. I want to get this Honglu. I just love look at him. Just look at him. I will see all of you beautiful people. Could have got Gregor. I could have, but I didn't. He looks cool. He does look really cool. I love him. But yeah, we'll get that next time. But yeah, we're out of stamina. We're out of boxes. I could spend the boxes, but I'm kind of not. I feel like this has been fun. This has been a good stream. We're gonna top end, or we're gonna, you know, whatever. We're gonna put a lid on it and call it a day. It's been super fun. I will see you nerds later. And yeah, if you're on the Discord, I'll probably be in voice after I have something to eat. I will come play Vikings, I promise. We'll play some Vikings together, Putty. Gonna go eat something first, but I will see you beautiful people later. Yeah, Mute Mantra, I'll see you later. Have an awesome night, okay? And toodles and stuff. Bye.